Hello, Twitch chat. Welcome to the Nova Cup for November. This will be our last Nova Cup of the year, and it looks like a pretty hype one. So to join me, I have none other. It's Mr. Analysis himself. It's Ofma. Hello.
Hello, Penny. Thank you.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing excellent. Looking forward to some exciting games.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. We've got a really stacked Nova Cup actually this month. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the bracket, but we have 8 of the top 10 players in the game competing this month, and something
Beautiful.
like all of the top 20 below that as well. Like, it's a really, really stacked bracket this time around. And one of those top 10 slackers who's missing is casting currently, and the other one is definitely in the chat. So we have all of the top 10 here in spirit, if not in game.
Indeed.
There's going to be a really fun one, I think.
Yeah, we even have some old dogs coming back.
Let me adjust the camera slightly so that I can get more of your beautiful face. Good. Okay, so for our first game today, I thought we would go for Mr. Slickens and Dark Quacker, and they will be playing up against L1 and Doofus McDooface. So those are the 2 middle seeds of the tournament. It should be a really evenly matched game, and I'm excited to see which one of these teams comes out on top.
Yeah, it's a bit of a streamer battle, if you will. But it's been really nice seeing Mr. Slickens streaming some Legion again.
Yeah.
He's been getting back into it, so we'll see how he does.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Mr. Slickens, he streamed a lot a few months ago and then kind of took himself a little bit of a Legion break, which is understandable, but now he seems to be back. He's been streaming to a couple hundred viewers with his hardcore rave music and just altogether injecting some energy into the Legion scene. So great to see him back in the community, and really excited to see how he can perform in this tournament today.
Yeah, he's got a new teammate than from them before, but we all know Dark Quacker's Mr. Reliable.
Yeah.
you can expect the same from him every game. A little slow early game, try and scale up, either with his famous redraw or just his normal castle.
Yeah. Dark Quacker has been, I mean, he's called Dark Quacker, but he's been a bit of a dark horse so far in the Nova Cups, right? Like, he's played a couple of times with Boone, and both times he's exceeded expectations. Like, in terms of Elo, at least, he's not as high as some of the other players in the tournament, but every time he's played, he's done really well. I think he's always made it through to day 2. I might be wrong on that, but he's certainly beaten some, at least on paper, stronger teams. So I think this could be a pretty interesting match. I think the 2 teams are going to be really even, and I just can't call it either way.
Yeah, I think both teams have some interesting shot callers between them. Like to make aggressive plays, like unusual plays. So it should be exciting at least. And we know there's some interesting mastermind choices, especially from Doofus and L1. So at least we won't be asleep in the early game.
I mean, we probably get to see some Fiesta, possibly from both teams. I know Slickens used to play a lot of Fiesta back in the day, and obviously both Doofus and L1 play that. So I definitely expect some Fiesta matches, which are always a fan favourite. I certainly love to cast a Fiesta match. Like, it keeps you on your toes, right? So that'll be interesting. But like you say, either way, I do expect early game aggression. But at the same time, Doofus and L1 are no strangers to going for, like, crazy long starves as well. So it really could go either way.
For sure.
Do you have a favourite in this matchup?
I think I'll go with my my friends, Mr. Slickens and Dark Quacker.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Gotta support the blobs. But you know, I think there's no clear favorite. Especially like all of these players have been at high elo, playing in high elo games, so
yeah,
they know what to expect from something like this.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, I think I'll be upset to see one of these teams go out in round 1 because they both have a chance to make it through to day 2. I think, like Doofus and L1, they've beaten Lucy and Prekir in previous tournaments, so these guys they can absolutely outperformed their expectations as well. I've been talking about Quacker, but Doofus and L1 have shown me some great tournament plays over these last 11 months as well. So I'd love to see either team really make it through. But only one team can win. So in a few minutes, we'll find out who the winner is. But I guess before we
Indeed.
get into this game, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Anyone who's in Twitch chat, you are all eligible now for the Twitch drops. These are separate to the drops that you've been enjoying in different Twitch community channels during the week. And I think they're slightly higher value as well. There's some essence in there. And I think there's a secret card for reward number 3. So make sure you stay tuned into the Nova Cup to get those drops over the weekend. And one more thing before we try and check out the lobby. Of course, anybody who hasn't got one already, which by the way, I think 800 have been sold. But the Safety Mole plushie is only going to be on sale for another 5, maybe 6 days before it's gone forever. So if any of you guys have not yet bought yourself one of the Legion Safety Mole plushies and you still want to, make sure you head on over to the Makeshift store and pick one of those up. And if you haven't seen it yet, well, firstly, where have you been for the last 19 days? But secondly, let me run you a little video just to show you what you're missing out on. All right, very, very cool indeed. So anyone who hasn't picked up a mole, now is your last chance. You've only got a few more days before it is gone forever. So get yourself a piece of Legion history. All right, Ofma, we have a lobby, it looks like. Slickens and Quacker are here. Doofus and L1 still missing. So hopefully they can get their act together pretty quickly, and then we will have game number 1 on our hands. Pretty cool.
And then our last minute strategy session.
Yeah, last minute strategy session. They're actually still in game. Okay, here we go. That game is over. Maybe they had to forfeit, but they shouldn't have started one in the first place. And we're going to get ourselves a match. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Auto Attack have very kindly given us some premium essence to give away in between the matches today. So when we finish the first best of 3, make sure you guys in Twitch chat stick around. I'll be running a bit of a giveaway. There's going to be 2 lots of 2500 premium essence up for grabs for any of the viewers in Twitch chat. So as long as you're here, you'll have a chance to win. Don't go anywhere after the first match, so you can have a chance to get your hands on some of that sweet, sweet premium essence. But Ofma, we have a full lobby.
Yeah. So let's get this started. I took a quick peek at L1 and Doofus's last game. They got snacked on by Roby and Archaicum.
Oh, so they're coming into this one on a high then.
Yeah. Maybe they just need to get the loss out of the system.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like everybody is ready. So, as soon as they press start, I know the tension is kind of building. Yeah. And the casters are padding. But sooner or later, guys, we will have a match. I promise you that. Okay, and it looks like it is underway. Ladies and gentlemen of Twitch chat, game number 1 of this November Nova Cup is here. We have Dark Poo Poo, that's Dark Quacker, and Mr. Slickens on the left, and they're up against Doofus McDooface and L1 on the right, who make up Team Split Tank with the King. Let's get the game I wish I could talk sometimes. Let's get the game underway.
Indeed. Excited to see what they're going to go with for the first game. Is it going to be that Fiesta? Indeed it is.
Oh,
and he skillfully
Fiesta.
abused the Pixie units.
Yeah, a Fiesta
I,
Nat pick there for Doofus, and he's got a perfect role for it with that Windhawk.
yeah. Or he can just go Pixie Harpy, which is King has been saying this is the most broken opener in the game.
I think it's really good, especially with Fiesta, but it holds on one to no snail, right?
I think you just start Pixie and then you add the Harpy after.
Okay, yeah.
On wave 2, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
makes
just
sense.
like extremely flexible, like tier 2 unit.
Yeah.
That's, with the low amount of gold you can get some high DPS and
And
like
meanwhile,
take use of the
Slickens is
fact.
playing Castle, by the way.
Oh. Well, I mean, Castle is kind of a double-edged sword with Fiesta. Like you can get very nice games where you don't get pressured at all, and you can actually push, stay relatively close, and then outscale with Castle. But you can also end up in spots where you're getting super long saved, you have no gold to hold, and you just fall over.
Yeah, yeah. Castle is not
It's,
something that we see very often at all in the Nova Cup, right? Because it is just risky, like you say. You can just get steamrolled in the early game, and then that bonus income after wave 10, it just doesn't matter because you've already lost the game in the first 10 waves.
yeah. I like Cracker's choice. He loves this opener. Archer, and he has the option to go Windhawk on 3 or just Crusher if he needs to hold.
Yep.
Pretty solid, and doesn't go crazy pushing early game, but it scales it pretty fast. And
All right.
L1 going for the Halo opener. I think I would have preferred to see the more aggressive openers that he has in his role,
Especially
but
with a Fiesta teammate, right? Like,
yeah.
he could quite easily have 5 workers of his own right here, but instead he's stuck on that 200 value with the Halo. So I agree.
They did save on 1. Are they going to get 40? They are. I mean, Doofus pushed to 6, which I don't agree with, but he can. He will only get snailed after income, which I think he should get snailed.
But he's going to get. He has a 60 send against Quacker, who did push 5 workers. I think Quacker might be in trouble against 3 snails.
He is definitely going for a bit of a leak. But now, Slickens will cover him, 4 workers.
Yeah, Slickens is going to hold. But Quacker, he does add another Bone Warrior, but it's not going to be enough. 3 snails on wave 2.
Yeah, it's a tough one for the Archer. The snails really mess up the Archer's DPS.
Does just now kill one, but yeah, it's so much like diffused damage there against the snails. Although Doofus does leak 75% to no send, so kind of evening the score there. He fiested a little bit too much with only a Pixie and 2 seeds.
Yeah, it's gonna be some king damage.
Slickens though! Slickens messed up his aggro. He leaks here to a DT.
The DT just ruined his preparation. I mean, his Chief Finger just died. Bit unlucky. But at least he could push now. See what he does with this Mythium. Oh, they don't even get 60 in income. It's some tough times.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, right? And this is what we were talking about. If you're playing Castle, you do open yourself up to that early game weakness, right? And he's paying the price for it now already. 72% HP on the King.
Yep. Let's see if they try and take an opportunity to keep building up some more king damage. They saved again, and they have the option to save longer. Now that L1 gets a send here, he should be fine next. I mean, Doofus. I mean, when you're playing Fiesta, you really don't care.
No,
you can
but
just
he's
take
actually
a
messed up here. Both of his Pixies stay alive, so it's fine for him
too.
not to leak. But these really need to die. That's 6 Mythium each, so 12 Mythium he's missed out on there.
Yeah, Slicken's doing a good job winning that mind game, and this double TT is going to be pretty annoying.
Yeah,
I don't think he gets anything good.
He just can't kill that. I mean, he has 130 gold. He can build a bunch of Harpies, and it looks like he's going for at least 1, but I think he should go for 2. And with his 90 gold, maybe he wants a Windhawk instead of more Harpies.
If he reads the Sun wrong, then yeah, he might go for a Pixie, but he's got the right idea.
Yeah.
The only danger is when you build more melee units on the left side in this build, it can lead to your Pixies not tanking as much as you want. Like you see here, the Pixies aren't going to tank quite yet.
Yeah.
The Windhawk's actually going to pick up a lot of the
which means both Windhawks just die way too fast, right? And now his seeds are dying, but Hey, he's probably fine with this. It's going to be a relatively small leak for an 80 cent, and he is playing Fiesta. So 54%.
Yeah.
And
Sure, he's
Quacker,
fine
I
with
think,
that.
can't kill this dino, right? So he will let that slip through. Oh, no, he does. He gets it.
Perfect. And Slicken's
Lickens.
snacked on the brute.
Lickens
Maybe
gets the
goes for a
heal.
pro leak? Yeah, at least one creep. But, I
One
mean,
creep. Hey, he's totally fine with leaking one creep there. And L1, of course, able to cover his teammates' leaks. Doofus pushing all the way up to 8 workers, by the way. So some of that aggression we were talking about before the game.
yeah, it's like the classic Pixie mind game. No one ever wants to send Pixies on 5 because they usually just pro leak
Yep.
because of the typing of Pixies so insane for 5. But then it's a mind game. Like, if you can send Pixies like 80 or 100, they're just leaking the full wave if they push.
And it looks like Dark Whacker is sending him 80 or 100. He actually go. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong lane. Quacker is sending to Doofus. He's just going for an 80 plus king ups. So L1
Yep.
should be completely fine against that.
Yep.
And yeah, Doofus, there's no way he leaks to a no send here. In fact, his
Yeah,
pixies probably don't even die.
he built like Blob and some more seedlings. Yeah. Would have been down to see him try and go for something risky, but because L1 is 510 value on this wave.
Yeah.
But yes, as you mentioned, his pixies don't die again, which is not the best. But I mean, to be honest, you can afford to make mistakes when playing Pixie Fiesta.
Yeah.
It's very
The combo
open.
is absolutely nuts. The Pixie and the Fiesta, it just goes together so well. Every time you leak, it's bonus Mythium and it's bonus gold, and you can play crazy aggressive with the workers at the same time. It's just a really powerful combo.
Yeah, like you're 100 under, but like you don't really care. You have like 100, almost 160 Mythium,
Yeah.
and
And
they
L1's going
have
to
all the
hold here. He
pressure.
has a Halo, he has a Devilfish, he's very, very strong.
Yeah.
Doofus? I don't even know that Doofus will leak here. He only gets a Cannoneer and a King Up.
Yeah, and the Cannoneer is not the best attack type versus any of his any
No.
of his units, but
He's going to leak, but it's going to be a really good one, I
yeah, it
think.
might
Maybe
just be the
only the
Cannoneer
Cannoneer.
actually. Yeah, which would be ideal because he's gonna send an ogre then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cannoneer +1. But like you say, he's on 185 Mythium already, and there's a bit more time left on this wave.
Yeah, he's got the worker lead too. Like Quacker and Slickens are stuck
Oh, it's
incoming and trying to stay
not
alive.
quite enough time for an ogre though. He misses it by about 2 Mythium there.
So looking at their builds, you could, I mean, if you're real dirty, it's probably just gonna be 9, but you could just go 10 with a ram, and it's like impossible to hold.
Yeah. We already have a Trinity Archer here for Slickens. Quacker has 2 Elite Archers. That wave 9 looks so juicy.
Yeah. Would love to see Quacker if once they see no send for him to build full for 9, since his build is looking. Actually, I mean they can both go for the read. Like it would be very weird to send
Yeah.
on 8.
Just
So
look at the worker situation as well, though. We've got Slickens and Quacker stuck there on 7 workers each, while Doofus is on 9, L1's on 10, and remember, Doofus also has those pixies giving him Mythium every time he leaks.
yeah, and he just goes for another pro leak, another
Yeah,
long wave, and
that's
it's
such a
just
good one,
it's
actually. That's such a good
yeah.
one.
I mean
See,
the advantage is like they're technically getting more gold per turn right now since their income is higher, but if they leak, then it doesn't matter. Like they're
yeah,
leaving too much gold and getting outscaled anyways. So I mean, it does force the game into a one turn situation, like where you make it or break it. But I mean, there's good odds of winning when you're sending this much Mythium.
absolutely, dude. I mean, they already have 300 Mythium on the side of Doofus. It's wave 8, and they're not sending. This is going to be a 400 plus send on 9. This is crazy amounts of Mythium right here. Oh, they call it though. Quacker, he's building against wave 9. He drops a
Yeah, what a
flower here.
nice read. That is actually gonna be pretty tilting because like this plus a death cap, and like even the archers then are helping with the AoE.
Yeah,
Like okay, he was gonna have to center his wave because he has a split right now, but he's even shifting a little bit of gold. Like
yeah. Great
Really nice
read
stuff
there by
in
Quacker.
yeah.
Really, really
Slickens goes
solid
for the
play.
antler as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the Pilgrim next, which will be really insane. I mean, it's just great gameplay so far. We'll see if they see the flower probably and
Oh,
gonna send auras now, but
we have
another
another
pro
pro leak
leak.
though from Doofus. 42% to no send there. He couldn't have asked for any better than that.
Yeah,
And look at
I
this,
mean,
400
he's got
Mythium
he's
already in
got
the bank.
Kraken and income, but obviously he's gonna send the auras versus the death cap.
Yeah.
Um, like even something like a Drake would be good.
I
Like I
wouldn't
don't
have
like the
hated
imps
to
because
see
they're
like
melee.
a Four Eyes to just chew through that death
Yeah,
cap.
yeah.
He goes
Range
for the imps
sense
though.
would be great. Like the imps are just gonna get melted with everything else with the
Yeah.
wave. Like they do good damage, but they just end up dying or getting sniped usually. Ooh,
Yeah.
Cracker's even gonna keep his split. I wonder if he's gonna center. She should center it just for this one wave.
Or at least put both of the Bone Warriors on this side so that the only thing in the split
Yeah,
is a Wanderer, right? That's probably the better way to
yeah,
do it. But we
yeah. Like
do
I
have
don't
the
mind upping the split because you expect something big, but this is might be sub ideal.
Chieftain on the side of Slickens. It buffs itself though, which is
Yeah, I mean
slightly
this
worse
the
than
Four
buffing
Eyes
the
isn't
Antler.
the best send versus this build, I think, but he got the mole in.
Yeah. I guess he was sending the Four Eyes expecting like a Chieftain buffed Antler or something, but the Chieftain buffs itself. Look at this thing! Surviving on 6% HP, it dies now, but it got a ton of extra damage in. That's
Yeah, I
still a
mean
massive
he's
leak
done.
though on
Ooh, misses
Quacker.
the last spell.
No surprises, by the way. 480 Mythium on wave 9?
Yep.
And both players leaking over 100% there on the side of Quacker and Slickens.
Yeah.
This is looking dangerous now. There's a
They
Four
don't
Eyes
actually
reaching
have
the
that
king.
much. They don't actually have that much king ups. They have a lot of regen, but not a lot of attack and spell. I mean, they'll be fine.
But
And
only just, though. I don't know
yeah,
how fine they are. They're 20%.
yeah, they're alive. They're also falling behind in workers, and they're
Yeah.
behind in income.
They're
Not the
behind in
best state.
workers by miles. Like L1 is just leagues ahead. And yeah, Doofus has 40 more income than anybody else on the board.
Yeah, the Fiesta is paying off. I mean, Castle will equalize it, but we'll see if it matters because from what I see, like if Doofus and L1 want to finish this game, straight 13 is looking mighty good.
Yeah, straight 13 just looks incredible, actually. Like, what is their answer there? Violet spam is okay, but
Yeah, I mean, he might try and get out the Azuria, but it'll be a tankless Azuria.
yeah.
I mean, he's got a death cap, I guess. That's a decent natural tank, but
Oh, there's
let's
even the
see.
counterattack, by the way. Like, could you ask for a
Yeah.
better Fiesta game than having Fiesta Pixies and counterattack all at once?
Oh, L1 decided, he Doofus having too much fun. Yes,
Yeah,
he
L1
goes for
wanted to
his
go
own.
himself, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of lucky he
mean,
wasn't on fire, given how ahead they are.
yeah, I'm actually very surprised. Like considering that someone is Castle in this game as well, like that tends to lead to some nice shutdowns. Okay, so it's double sack. I don't mind that. I'm assuming they want to sack their Trinities once like wave 13 comes. Oh, they're just
Yeah.
he's gonna sack for the Azuria here? Or what's his plan? Oh, I see. Slickens already has his second chieftain.
So L1's
bye-bye,
already
Trinity.
used his sacrifice, by the way. He got rid of his Nekomata. He's
Yep.
replacing it with a boar. Okay.
So, I mean, looking at L1 and Doofus' builds, it's very vulnerable on 14, but I'm assuming they're going for a big 13, which will help them out. And they can't get sent 12 just because Quacker and Slickens have absolutely no Mythium, so it's not going to happen.
They just don't have any workers. Like their early game was absolutely destroyed by that pressure put on by L1 and Doofus. So they're in a really tough spot now. Like Slickens and Quacker, they'll have to pull something special off to bring this one back.
Let's see. Oh, they're going to go for a little wave 12 undercut.
Okay.
Not a bad call, but I suspect the values are going to be too high, especially on Doofus.
They're even
Let's
going
see
for
what he
some
builds
king
for.
ups on L1 and Doofus. So, like, I feel like if they don't just one shot them here on 12, then they
Yeah.
almost definitely die on 13. And I
He's
don't think
building
they
for
have enough.
14. So like maybe they catch them with the like poor build choice, and like this isn't that much damage. It's just an arc
I think there's a
for
decent
L1.
chance of leaking them here. I just don't think they're not going to one-shot them, and it just means that
Yeah,
they're almost certainly dead on 13.
yeah.
So let's have a look. We have 300 in Doofus's lane, 280 in L1's lane, and they are both going down, so the balls are already dead for L1. If we pop back over to Doofus, his front line is now dead as well, so there is going to be a leak there. L1,
Ooh.
he is leaking as well. Not too small, that's 75%. But
Yeah,
Doofus is
but
actually doing very,
yeah,
very well. He does get the mole there with his Arc of Justice and the Imp.
it's
He leaks very small, 29%. He does give a shutdown, but it's just another Fiesta for him here at this point.
yeah, he's got more than enough lithium to win the game when he chooses. I'm not sure if they're gonna skip again and go 14 maybe.
They might
There's
skip
the
now.
Pilgrims and the Azuria.
And they do. Wow. So I feel like the 14 call was definitely a reaction to the 12 send there from Slickins and Quacker. I feel like if they skipped 12, there's no way Doofus and L1 save past 13. But with that 12 send, they don't have the pressure on them. They have to be careful, actually, if this
Oh,
resend.
is he actually? I was thinking, does he actually see the 14th son and goes for the raid? I think the safer play is to build the steeds, but Quacker seems to be feeling confident. They can't break Boone's law, of course.
Oh, there's a mole send there from Slickins as well.
Ooh,
Doofus is
cheeky.
really high
He
value,
pushed a
though.
no-send, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he
Doofus
pushed,
did
like...
not push. He's still on 14 workers, so he's going for the
Yeah.
overbuild part of the overbuild in star strategy, where L1 is pushing pretty hard. So we do expect L1 to leak, although he still has an Arc of Justice, and the send is not massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like that will be a leak there on L1 of 2 creeps, probably. But Doofus holds.
Yep. And they're gonna be happy with that longer wave. Oh, double ram. That is a tricky one for Quacker's build. Because he's gonna dodge the first one with his upper split, but the second one is gonna be tough for his Azuria and archers to deal with. Double ogre onto Slickins. Well, he somehow equalized his income by pushing the no send, but he does have a good sack there. And he has triple Trinity Archer. Like it's not like a bad build with a chieftain buffed Garg. Like the values are just a bit too low, I think.
The values are low. I mean, Dark Quacker's on 3k, but he's receiving double Sea-Tram and a Mole here, so he's going to struggle a little bit with that, I think. And a lot might rest on this Azaria. Like, can it live through the initial burst of damage and just negate half of the wave's damage?
Yeah, if it survives this ram, then Quacker's in a really good spot in terms of...
This is really important now. If this Azaria can live, it looks like it does.
Ooh, okay.
That's really clutch, actually, because
Navi
that
ignores
tanks
the
so much
second ram.
damage.
Yeah.
Slickins, meanwhile, he is going for a bit of a leak there. That one looks like
Quacker, he's almost killed the whole
121%.
wave.
And Quacker,
Might
even
not be
with that
enough.
Slick Azaria tanking, it's not quite enough. He leaks 75%, and I think that's enough to end the game here on wave 14.
Yeah. Might be a dead jangle for the boys.
Unlucky.
But a really nice Fiesta game from Doofus.
Yeah, really,
Great
really
calls.
nice. But worth pointing out, with the Conquest mode, that means he can't play Fiesta again now. So he's going to have to go with a different option in game number 2.
If I had to guess what they're gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the old switcheroo, and L1's gonna be playing Fiesta.
Alright, so let me chalk up 1 point there for split tanking with the king. What a nice game. I mean, not nice if you're Slickins and Quacker. It's definitely not nice to be on the receiving end of that, because look at this. There was a wave 4 send straight into wave 9 with 480 mythic. I don't remember last time I saw 480 send on 9, by the way. That's insane. Absolutely filthy behavior
very
from
nice.
Doofus and L1.
I saw a screenshot in the Legion Discord yesterday of 420 on 8.
Wow.
That one didn't look like much fun either.
I mean, that's just absolutely filthy, isn't it? And then straight from wave 9, by the way, they didn't want to change the pace. They go straight into 14 with an 800 send against both of them, which it was just too much. Slickins and Quacker, they were really put on the back foot this game.
They got 4 sends that game?
Yeah.
2, 4, 9, 14. Yeah, not the
They got
best,
some
not the
king
most
ups
fun
on
game.
12, you know. They basically
Oh
had a free
yeah,
game.
yeah. That was. I mean, Slickens pushed some workers to that. He didn't feel the
He
pressure.
actually did push some workers. The madman, he pushed 6 workers off the 3 king ups.
Yeah, I mean, it was not the worst call if
No, I mean,
they.
their idea was to push really hard and try to undercut on 13, right? But Doofus
Yeah.
wasn't having any of that. He didn't push a single worker off the 12th end, stayed on 14, and L1 only pushed 2. I think if both of them pushed really hard for 13, then the push on Slickins into the resend 13 could have been a really good call.
Yeah.
But Doofus and L1, they just played it safe.
Yeah, I think if anything, the problem was just the early game, and they'll know it. Once you get done dirty like that, you're like, I'm never setting these guys again.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're going long every game.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see if Slickins and Quacker want to give these guys a taste of their own medicine when we go into game number 2. And we have got everybody in the lobby. So we might be able to get game number 2 underway straight away.
Yeah, I wonder if Slickens still wants to play Cartel, because if there's a Fiesta or Castle, because I think if there's a Fiesta in the game, he should play his Cartel, because he is quite a good player with Cartel.
I don't understand the Castle pick at all, really. I mean, it is especially bad against Fiesta, because Fiesta prolongs the early game and puts on a ton of pressure in the early game where Castle is weak. So I think it's a bad matchup, but I think Castle is kind of weak in general, especially for tournament level play. But we don't need to keep discussing. We have game.
Oh, there we go. Okay, Slickens.
Oh, so L1 playing Fiesta now.
Oh,
and your read was right, by the way. Slickins goes straight for the Cartel this time around. He doesn't want that Castle weighing him down in game number 2.
He has that opener. And he's going to play that opener. Priestess Mask. Disgusting.
Right. Oh, wow. Priestess Mask with Cartel into a Fiesta player. Like, Slickins absolutely has the potential to just snowball super hard this game. But again, L1 and Doofus, they are going to put the pressure on. And I love this, by the way. Absolutely love this. What a read by Slickins. And if anything, Quacker should not send a snail, because he knows that Doofus cannot be playing Fiesta this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure Quacker is going to learn from his last experience and not go 5 workers when Pixie Fiesta's skipping him on 1. I think he probably just had it queued up and was like, oh, damn, I did a bit of an oopsie. But he's got himself a nice roll with redraw. I mean, I don't even know if he needs to use the rest of his rerolls.
Look at this, though. So how perfect is this for L1, actually?
Oh, and he went for a last-second snail into Quacker.
Which might get him. He only has the looter to take the aggro away from the archer.
I forgot if this is holding or leaking 1 creep.
About to find out. I think it's RNG, but it looks like he goes for a snail leak. Okay, and that's completely fine. And meanwhile, for L1, he's playing Fiesta.
I think he's getting the good one.
Oh no, 50%. Okay.
Nope, that's the worst one actually.
That's the worst outcome. Yeah.
Well, I suppose you could always hold.
Yeah, I think he's completely fine. Like, he plays the gate guard opener, he gets nailed. It's the only way he leaks on wave 1. I think he's perfectly happy with 50%.
He's not going 6 workers. Okay.
Well, there's a DT from Doofus into Slickins, but he does add the mask here on 2, which should be more than enough. And he'll just be able to push 6 or 7 workers, I think, when he gets this send.
I don't know if he notices, but his mask is half a square lower than it's supposed to be. But
oh, it is, yeah. That needs to be a little bit higher there, Slickins.
I mean, it's fine since he added 2, but
yeah.
I mean, later, I mean, maybe he wants the option to add even split later.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it pulls 6 creeps anyway, so I guess it doesn't make much of a difference. But that's an easy hold for him there. And the 20 resend against Quacker, who actually adds the angler here, he's completely fine. Just have a quick look at Slickins. Yeah, he's obviously fine there. The double math.
Yeah, I guess he just adds a blob next and he's fine. He's got a bunch of cheap units, which is actually pretty ideal with Archer.
Yeah.
Because in the early game, you want to add some cheap tanks, basically.
And there is the 6th worker for both Slickins and Quacker. L1 adding the 2nd gate guard here. And treasure hunting. He is going to leak a lot here.
Yeah, he's going for a bit of a leak.
I'd like him to at least add the rat just to waste a bit of time.
Okay,
he does.
there we go.
Okay, he does. That helps. Maybe he gets another creep kill from that.
Oh, okay. He's Slicken's even with the right read to send full. Like,
yeah.
I mean, L1 making the read that Slicken's wanted to punish him on 4, but Slicken's just taking his income because he's got the most broken roll.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't even get the 2nd summon. He does on 1, but only on 1. It does kill another creep, but it's still a 74% leak there for L1. And meanwhile, Doofus, he is holding, so that helps.
Yeah, that is pretty nice. He got a 6 worker opener because of cash out with the Archer, and he's now on 7. Got a bit of Mythium. Not like you can leak Priestess Mask anyways, but it's going to be nice for his game, at least. Oh, is he going to skip? Oh, they're going for something long, straight up.
Oh, wow.
Straight away.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for them in game number 1, so why change a working strategy, right? Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay, Slicken's got enough mass to hold for sure.
I wonder if they just do something absolutely disgusting like Straight Wave 7.
Maybe yeah, I mean, that's what it smells like. Especially with this set, they'll be even more incentivized to go longer.
Yeah. And Doofus is having a really free game here, by the way. Quacker seems to be sending him snails pretty much every round, and he's holding them pretty much every round. And meanwhile, L1, it looks like he's... Does he even get another Fiesta here? I think no. I think he's too strong.
Yeah. I think the casket was just too much.
Too much, yeah. But again, he's completely fine with that. Like, you don't have to leak every wave with Fiesta.
Okay.
It's more that you don't care if you do.
Oh, the cheeky wave 5 send versus Priestess, but he had... Oh, no.
He builds the mask here.
Oh.
Oh, Slickins, he made the wrong read. He's expecting a wave 6 send, but it's coming now instead, and those 2 brutes...
Oh.
They're going to really hurt him here.
Yeah, I mean, he has perfect gold for a Hardened Unman. I mean, he could even go for Crusher as well, and either would make him pretty much leak small, but this is going to be a bit of a toughie, I think. We'll see, though. Maybe the brutes go on the mask?
Both brutes do go on the mask, actually. That's really close. So the Scorpion King is dead. Now the brutes are on the red mask, so the Pota is cleaning up, actually. This is looking really good for Slickins. She will die now, but she killed most of the wave, so 53% there for Slickins. And meanwhile, Quacker! Look at this aggro!
Just leaking them all?
Just leaking them all? That's absolutely perfect for him.
Oh my god.
L1 actually leaks no send, 42% there. But more to the point, Doofus, he leaks... to the income send, so there's going to be more king damage on the side of L1 and Doofus than there will be on the side of Slickins and Quacker after both receiving 140 on 5.
Yeah, really nice stuff. I mean, the long save didn't pay off this time, mostly due to a slight mistake and great holds from Slickins and Quacker.
Absolutely fantastic.
Ooh, and Slickins going for the resend. Pushes really hard. He's got the tantrum here.
Yeah. Okay. L1 is overbuilding, I think you can say. He's playing Fiesta, he gets the Harbinger.
He dug his rat. Like, there's a chance this leaks.
I mean, there's no split at all. It's only 1 brute, so Slickins, he sends the lizard with the last of his Mythium. It's not the best send because there's no rats on the table, but it's still 140 resend here on 6.
Yeah, I mean, his value is quite low, and the Harb is getting focused straight away.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is not even tanking, really. So the Harbinger only gets 1 summon. This is really bad for L1.
Yeah, he's going for a bit of a leak, and Slickins gets the long wave with his 11 workers.
90% there for L1. Now, Doofus obviously holds. I don't think he can fully cover this, though. This is a really big leak from L1.
Yeah, the Archer isn't the best. I mean, somehow the aggro worked out that his Archer is actually getting focus fire on 2 creeps, but... It's still not going to be quite enough. This is
going to be even more chip damage against the side of L1 and Doofus. They're going down
they got
69.
Myth, but they got to do something with it. I mean, Slickens is clicking the Brute button every turn, it seems like.
Wow. Okay. I mean, he's certainly getting off to a good start. Is there, like, am I crazy, or is Cartel better in the early game than Castle?
Yeah, you might be onto something here, Penny.
I
It's
know
looking quite
it's
a
a bit
bit
out
better.
there, I know, but just bear with me. He seems to be having an easier time in the early game with this Cartel pick than he did in the previous game.
I don't think he's gonna. He might leak L1 still. I'm pretty sure this holds good now with a split. The casket should take most of the focus and
Yeah,
let the
the
harm
casket
trigger.
is so good on wave 7, and like you say, that one little 10 gold rat makes such a big difference because it pulls half of the wave onto his casket and away from that harbinger, which
Yeah,
is
he
his
gets the second
important unit.
summon now.
That's an easy hold, I think, for L1. And Doofus, meanwhile, he only gets Snail, so he's having a bit of a free game. But L1's only just now catching up to Slickin's workers. He had 11 workers on wave 5, remember?
Yeah, are we going for a wave 9 send? Probably, yeah.
Recent? Yeah. Oh, L1 and Doofus. I kind of lost track, but their Mythian total is looking really scary again. Is this going to be a repeat of game 1?
Yeah, they're doing the thing again, but on this time we have Slickens actually on some good workers, on Cartel, able to actually play the game. Let's see if Quacker is going to just get his Kinfin here. Yep, sells for it. Good call. It's gonna be good next anyways. Let's
Right?
see what Slickens goes for. He shifted a bit of gold here. Maybe he can get out the Azuria or just the Golem. Either would be pretty good. I'm assuming they send here. I mean, they did get these snails. They could go 10. Ram is an open option. I mean, this is a
Oh,
pretty big leak, though.
that's a bit of a leak
King.
there for L1, yeah. Well, he does get one last Cobra there, so it's only 50%, but that's two snails that leaked him 50%. Mind you, he really doesn't mind. He has 350 Mythium saved up.
Yeah. And I think he might be going for more. Like, they don't seem particularly... Okay, here we go.
There's the Ogre. Okay. I mean,
It's
it's
gonna be
looking really strong against Quacker. He gets two Brutes to go with the Ogre as well. He might even get a third after income. Oh, he has a bird.
Okay. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Go for the Fire Lord. Go for the Fire Lord.
Quacker's reading a wave 10 send, I think. He builds the
Yeah.
Trinity Archer already.
I mean, it's because Slicken says this, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing the
But
mixed
Slickens is
profile.
building for here. He's hardening his Mudman.
Okay. No mole onto Quacker means the Trinity Archer isn't as bad as it looks. He's got quite a few good tanks, and the Trinity can do some decent damage if given enough time.
Sends a huge...
It is 440. Oops.
It is 440.
This Kingpin is going to have a bit of a time.
Yeah, he's got a job. This Kingpin's got a bit of a job laid out for him. One of the Brutes is down. The Kingpin's now taking all of the aggro. We've got a pretty nice tank there on the Elite Archer, but the Kingpin is dead, and that means that his hopes and dreams of holding are over as well. 99% leak there for Quacker and a shutdown. And meanwhile, Slickens, he's leaking 43 as well. He did very well, but still, like, this is some serious King damage here on wave 9.
Yeah, on the plus side, they saved their Mythium. Well, I don't know if it's plus side, but they at least have the pressure themselves now, so they can do something like, you know, wave 11, wave 12, or even just 10.
They're not massively behind in workers like they were in game number 1. Like, this game is way closer than game 1 was.
Completely agreed. And, like, I think wave 12 isn't a bad shout because of Quacker build not looking the best, but he does have the Phoenix, so they don't necessarily need to feel the need to undercut 13. They can, you know, pick and choose how they feel.
Yeah.
Don't think he should be overbuilding quite this hard unless they want to go extremely long. But Slickens is pushed for him, I guess.
Slickens with the 18 workers, that's pretty sweet. There is Guardian Angel and Arctic Touch, or which are both pretty strong defensive spells. And only the counterattack for the aggressive spells.
Might be a bit of a shutdown donation here.
I will be right. How much is he on? 25 gold? Not the end of the world, but 25 more than you want to be giving away.
Yeah, and his at least it's a pro league for they're going for 11 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another
L1's
pro
pro
league as
leaking
well.
as well.
I'm assuming that okay, Quacker gets his and that he wants out as well. Or okay, he does. Okay, was deciding I guess between the witch and the. Ooh, actually counterattack from Slickens. I honestly would have liked to see him take either the Glacial or the GA and try and carry
I
late
think,
game, but
yeah, GA on your priestess is really solid, but I think they just want to end the game here, right? So they
yeah,
go
there's
for
no
the
king
full
ups.
send.
Oh my god, where did this is just the GA Phoenix?
There's a GA Phoenix. It's pretty solid. But Slickens, he is going to have a double four eyes, it looks like.
Oh, but
Oh, wait,
it's
no, he doesn't get
L1
it in time.
read. Oh, L1 even going for the read against double four eyes, like making it so his Phoenix doesn't tank as much.
Yeah. Does he get it? It's really close. Oh, he does. Two four eyes.
Yeah. Does it? Does the tech work?
Oh, one of
Nope,
them
that did not
straight
work.
on the Phoenix. So the first life of the Phoenix will be going down really quickly. And it's already down, in fact. But now it resurrects.
Yeah, the problem being that it's full mana when it resurrects, but
Yeah.
it's dead again.
Oh, it dies so quickly.
Wow.
But he's still killing most of the wave. And meanwhile, Doofus, he's just holding.
Yeah,
The
you got the
Glacial Touch
Butcher,
Trinity Archer is no
Archer.
joke. Look at that thing shredding the wave.
Really nice. It
Let's see if we can
counters
bring up the damage
sense,
stats on that thing. 9,000, north of 10k damage on this Trinity Archer. Very impressive stuff.
Beautiful.
Okay,
And
I
now
mean,
the game
Slickens
is
and
back
Quacker, I
to-
think they wanted more work done than this. They've evened up the king damage, but I think they were going for lethal there.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be what they wanted, but now they have the option for 14, I guess, would be the normal thing. I mean, Doofus looking quite good there. Quacker looking quite good there. I mean, everyone's build is quite good this game. Like, I don't see that being a huge problem for anybody
Yeah.
if they choose to overbuild for it. But it looks like everyone is pushed enough that it should be 14.
It has to be 14, I think. Although Doofus
Yeah,
is an
Slickens-
absolute god on 14.
Yeah, I
Really
mean, the
is.
Glacial is just so strong.
Yeah. It's more a case that Slickens and Quacker just can't afford to save past that wave. But having said that, Quacker, he has a Glacial Touch Archer of his own.
Yeah, it's no joke as well, and he's getting the Phoenix out here on the APS, I would presume. Yeah. L1 making this a nice slow wave.
Very slow
No one
wave with
falling
a
for it.
1600 value. He's got his 3 rats underground. We have the Fire Lord, but he's actually still building against 14 really because he upgrades
Yeah.
the MPS here.
Oh, he can't make up his mind. Oh, he's actually just full committing to 14. I like that. I like that call actually quite a bit.
Yep.
We can see how good Slickens is there, so or is here on 13. So
Yeah, Slickens, he has the Azeria, he has the Sovereign, he's really strong on 13. And L1's even shifting 100 gold here.
yeah, with the King HPs being this low, I think both teams will feel the pressure to send here.
Yeah.
Like it's possible to live, but it's a bit risky because you can't be exactly sure how hard both the other
Quacker
teams
pulls
push.
the trigger, so there's the Centaur.
Yeah.
That's the first Merc send in this game, or at least on this wave, sorry. So the double Centaur from Slickens and Quacker, and income from L1 and Doofus.
Ooh.
Now that is not something I expected.
A very risky play. You have to be 100% sure your opponents are sending because that's one way to throw the game if they skip. But they're right. It is the right read. If they don't think they can leak their opponents,
Yeah.
and they think they can live, it's completely reasonable to go for this. Yeah, I like that they didn't go for the double 4-eye sense. I don't know if they even had them in income, but I think double 4-eye is quite overrated versus certain Phoenix builds on 14.
Slickens is
One,
feeling
because
scared
it
enough to
won't work
full
against
harden.
Doofus.
But I mean, he's only getting income, but that's a very clear hold for him. Now,
Yep.
L1 and Doofus. L1's basically on value. Doofus is a little more undervalued, but he does have that Glacial Trinity Archer. And this
And
Phoenix
his
is doing really well. The Centaur just giving it bonus damage, essentially.
looks like he's going for Bleak as well.
He,
L1, I can't tell. It's Phoenix still has GA on it. Might just
104
yeah.
on Doofus, but L1, yeah, I think he just holds. Wow,
I
that's
didn't even
really
need the
clutch,
GA.
actually. He doesn't even lose the GA. Wow. All right, now it goes down. It should at least. Oh, look at this. Debs, hello.
He's asleep on the job.
Hello. Okay, well, the Phoenix there to
A
help
bit,
the King deal
yeah.
some extra damage against the creeps.
That was different.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine Slickens and Quacker want 17 now. Quite good against the Phoenix and no real fortified tanks shown yet. So they can prep 16. I mean, Quacker's looking good. Getting the Tantrum masks. I mean, Quacker has pushed like no workers, so I think he's holding 16, and I think their plan is to skip.
Yeah, Quacker's there on 20, so I think you're right. It does look like a bit of an overbuild and style kind of play.
Yeah, Slicken's pushing because L1 is the man to get.
Yeah, Doofus is already much lower in terms of value. He's about 450 behind his teammate.
Yeah,
And
he's suicide pushing, I think.
L1 just has crazy high income as well, 398. He's 40 income higher than anybody else in the game.
Yeah, it is a suicide. Not sure if they want Sui for here or they're suing for next or for 17, but yeah,
Ooh,
it's a
it
Sui for
looks like a
17 play.
17. And actually, I really like that because if you look at Slickin's lane, Slickins is the guy who's going to have 4 or 5 hardened golems on 17, right? So he is the guy that you want to be able to break.
Okay.
Quacker, I mean, sure, he's got one kingpin,
Ooh,
but
he's
he
got the
doesn't have the
Wanderers
tanks.
now. That actually gives him quite a good option. Like, he really just needed the fortified tank and Wander. Oh my god, he's going for a 16 raid. Okay, he's trusting Slickens on 17, but he should trust himself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually, wait, a full harden here from Slickens, so
Oh
they have the
no.
wrong read.
Oh no.
I wonder, I mean, like, Slickens could push in response. I'm assuming Doofus is leaking no send here.
He kind of has to. Like Slickins, I think you have to suicide push now.
Yeah, it might
But
be
it's
too late for
so
that.
hard though because like with those golems, he's
Oh,
supposed to be the holder.
he sees it.
Okay, good. Good read there by
Wow,
Slickins.
really nice. Everyone making some great plays.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come down to Quacker versus L1 who can hold the longest.
We do have the 50% lead to no send there from Doofus. He has the 40 workers. His send against Slickins is going to be massive, but Slickins is already counter Sui pushing.
Yeah, this is really nice. Oh wait, okay. Okay, Quacker just said full cannoneers.
Yeah, I mean it's a good read. They know that Doofus is suiciding. They are confident in their read. Quacker goes for the income. I presume he goes for some king upgrades now as well. Yep, there we go. And he just needs to spam tanks. He just needs to
yeah,
stall
I think
for
he should
longer
go
than
full
L1.
Wanderers. It's the longest delay in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to upgrade them. You just spam the little ones.
All right.
But he's building for a wave that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's all good units still.
Yeah. Now, Quacker
And I
is
mean,
getting those king
triple.
upgrades in as well. This is really coming down to these two players now. Quacker in the blue lane, L1 in the yellow lane. I'm going to zoom out so we can see both lanes side by side.
Phoenix is
Whoever leaks
actually
first is going to lose the game.
he actually got some good value out of his Phoenix on 17, which is just something you got to appreciate.
Slickin's leaking 219%. Doofus leaking 160 against the income send. This is so close, but it looks like L1 leaks first. Quacker with the income king, just letting him hold on long enough. And that brings our series to a tie. 1-1. Very, very well played there, Slickins and Quacker. Bringing the series to a dead even.
Just a series of great reads, and I think really showing the value of counting value. Like they can see Doofus didn't build anything on 15. So they in their head they're thinking maybe that he's going for this play, and Slickens has the call like if it's 16, I'm full hardening, and then
Yeah.
if it's 17, I'm gonna push.
Yeah, it's a
So
good call.
really
But I
nice.
feel like he has to do that as well. Like if you full harden your Mudmen on 16 and there's no send, you're pretty much forced to just full push because you're not holding anything with your dehardened Mudmen on
Yeah.
17.
Yeah,
So
he has no tantrums, no harden, no like nothing in his build that's good for 17. So really
yeah,
nice read.
yeah, really nice. And I've just seen something pretty funny in chat, by the way. On those Wave 14 leaks where the GA Phoenix kind of died and then came back, it actually split tanked with the King. And that was for the side, the team split tank with the King.
That's
So
pretty
that was
funny.
poetic justice, if you like. That was really cool.
Yeah.
All right. I
Well,
also read from the chat that we're having some problems with the drops. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I think there's just some technical issues going on. I'm not sure why they're not working. Hopefully, Lisk and Danny can look into it. I see Lisk is in the chat as well. Fingers crossed we get those fixed either by the end of today or if not, tomorrow. So sorry again for that, guys. Hopefully we get the drops sorted. But we still have another game on our hands. Ofma.
yeah.
And this one is really going to come down to the wire. These two teams, man. Game one was a bit stompy for the side of Dupas and L1. Like they just giga try-harded and really put the pressure onto Slickens and Quacker, but they just sent it right back in game number two. And it was a really, really nice one to watch. So I'm excited when we go into game number three, see which of these teams can clutch it.
Yeah, and the Conquest format only makes it more exciting because we're gonna have to see like Slickens took over with the cartel. Like, let's see if he
Yeah?
can do it with not the cartel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Quacker
I'm
has
going to
to
remind him because he hasn't played Conquest before.
And I think Quacker, I want to see Quacker not play redraw and handicap himself with 3 income
Yeah.
because man, this guy is a very good player. Like very thinks about the game properly, but I swear he makes the game as hard as possible for himself.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Redraw is like, I don't know, you guarantee yourself a really powerful role, but you just have less income than every other option. So even though you have the role, you don't have the money to spend on the role, and it's just a bit tricky, right?
Here we go.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, game number three of what has been a really exciting series so far is Dark Poo Poo on the left versus Split Tank with the King on the right. Let's get it on. Let me just update the scoreboard quickly.
Man, he has such a juicy role too. And he's gonna be trapped in a Fiesta game.
L1 with the Fiesta, yeah. Slickens,
Yeah,
no, you're playing Castle again! What are you doing?
Yeah. Maybe he's got something special, but I think he's got nothing special cooked up. It's gonna be hopefully not a repeat of game one. Let's see if they got some more fighting spirit in them, but
yeah,
you see the potential for disaster when one team is running Fiesta Cartel and the other one's playing Castle. And there's AoE in the game. Like, oof. Okay, he's going for his Zeus start. Got the steed with it. Not the worst combo in the game. Now Quacker's got to pick something that's good on 7. He has the casket, so that should help them out. Actually, Quacker has some pretty nice options. Let's see, I mean, he can't play his the Grawl egg because not the best with PS in the game.
yeah. I really don't like Slicken's role, especially not with his Castle.
Yeah,
I think they might
it's
be
gonna
in
be
for a
all
bit
on
of a rough
Zeus.
one. But L1's doing Honeyflower Fiesta, okay. Now, do you know what's interesting about this? Is that Honeyflower now never leaks 100% on wave 2 by itself.
Yeah.
So he can just full push here, not build anything on wave 2, go for the Fiesta, and have a ton of pressure with his 6 workers.
Yeah, I wonder if that's if he's aware. I mean, they are also running the risk. They're playing double AoE, so if Slickens and Quacker got some mean spirit in them, they can do the nasty to
Yeah.
L1 and Doofus.
All right.
He's actually gonna
Doofus.
go for the Harpy here.
Okay, so he's feeling a bit scared.
So,
He doesn't want to go for the slick no build on 2 with the flower,
yeah.
which is a bit of a shame.
And Slicken's good read, knows it's Pyro. There's not going to be... Oh, actually, there could have been 40 on him, but... Absolute god gamer.
Yeah, so Slicken's completely fine with that. And it is giving him a bit of an early start. And I've got to say, so Slicken's, I don't like his role. I don't like Castle in general for tournament play. But L1 is also playing a Flower Fiesta where he isn't going to leak any point in the early game. So he is also basically playing a zero income mastermind option. And maybe if L1 can't get a couple of nice Fiestas at some point.
My god. These are 7 workers. He said this Harpy is good enough.
Yeah, the Harpy's got this. Harpy's got this, dude. Maybe he has a Bone Warrior as well.
Nope, there it is.
Okay, there's the bone. But he only gets a snail anyway, so I mean the flower should be completely fine. And obviously the Pyro is fine as well, receiving a snail there.
Yeah, the casket is more than enough to... And I like that they don't have a common weak wave until 10 between Slickens and Quacker. I guess you could say 8 isn't the best for both of them, but the casket being so good on 7, which is Zeus's weak wave, and then the casket's weak waves on 5 and 6, the Zeus are actually quite decent on.
Yeah. Alright, so we do get the double DT send against L1 and Doofus here. And L1, surely he leaks against the DT. He only has 250 value. And the DT's really good damage against his only tank, which is this flower.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably a Fiesta.
Okay, let's
Hopefully
have a
it's
quick
not too
zoom
bad.
in. This flower's important now. How long can it survive? The answer is, well, not very.
Yeah,
But
and the
the
thing is,
Harpies
like,
are doing really good damage, though.
yeah, one of the more efficient units. So he actually only gets a
67%, and that is his first Fiesta of the game. He's happy with that. L1 and Doofus both on 8 workers, so playing nice and aggressive there.
Yep. Nine workers from L1. Okay.
9 workers for L1, very nice. I mean, does he ever kill the Scorpion on 5 with 9 workers?
Can't build anything.
A Dark Mage.
One-shotting the boss.
One Dark Mage. Okay, he's fine. He's got a Dark Mage, dude. What are you talking about?
Of course. And something to note later, there's something that I actually talked to Slickens about, like I think yesterday, about building Harpies on the right. It's very bad scaling-wise because you can always send a big tank to the Harpies and have the melees on the left not focus it.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, you can rent... Oh, God.
That Dark Mage didn't even get off a single spell, by the way, before he died. It tanked too much.
The Scorpion King is going to have a good time, but I mean, he has a Pyro teammate.
Does he have the damage to kill the Scorpion on 5? The answer, it looks like, is a big fat no. That's a 50% leak to no send there for L1, but honestly, it's fine.
Yeah.
He has the 9 workers, but so does Quacker now.
Yeah. And...
Oh, but there's the imps.
L1 actually getting imps. Wow, okay. I like that. Gotta punish
L1
Fiesta
might be
players.
in a spot of trouble against these imps. What's his answer? He's got 155 gold.
Sell for this, I guess? Please don't build a Grawl. Right?
L1, what do you do? And meanwhile, Doofus, he only has 100 gold.
You can get the Slime Mommy upgrade, maybe? It's probably the best bet.
Just adding Rangers, it looks like. Rangers and Blobs.
This is Bolt, and yeah, one did realize he actually needs to build something that does damage.
He's still going to leak pretty badly here, I think, though.
No,
like the Dark Mage, does it get a spell this wave? It does not. That flower's going to melt to the damage of the imps. And now so will the Sky Queen. That's going to be a big leak for L1. Doofus, how are you doing? Not much better, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're both going for a small leak.
Okay, I say not much better. He's actually doing very much better. Yeah.
Not much better for their king.
Doesn't kill that last one, though. That's a bit of a shame. So we have the 44% on Doofus. We have the 95% actually for L1. Big leaks and big damage against the king.
Now the issue is, like, when you save up this much Mythium and then you give this much gold over, like, you can't really send 7? Like, I mean, okay, Slicken's build is pretty bad for 7, so you can still get him, but I think Quacker would easy hold, so they need to go for something longer. And yeah, and Slickens and Quacker realize that Quacker says, I have Iron Maiden, I can't leak. Oh my god, I have Iron Maiden and a casket, I really can't leak.
Really, really can't leak.
I actually would like to see it build like an Orchid.
L1 and Doofus, they're doing the same thing that they did in game number 1 and game number 2. They're starting to go for that try-hard send in the later part of the early game. And if I look at Quacker's lane, he just looks so vulnerable on wave 9. So vulnerable. And Slickens doesn't look much better, honestly.
Yeah, like,
I think these guys are in for a world of pain on wave 9, especially against the 300 plus sends that L1 and Doofus are going to send their way.
Yeah, let's see if they can. Maybe they see it. They go for a little undercut send on 8s.
L1, he's really starting to get some good fiestas in as well. 34% there against no send while having 10 workers. Yes, please.
Oh, he could also do that.
Okay, the Ghost Knight on 8, that's not bad either.
Does Quacker have the right read and bust out the Ghost Knight killer? He actually has 2 Ghost Knight killers in his whole. He busts out one of them.
Wow, that is so clutch there from Quacker. L1 will not be happy when he sees... Oh, he's changing his mind. What are you doing?
Put it down. Yes.
He's just going for some caster bait.
Of course. And Slickens has 2 Zeuses, which... they can kill an Ogre.
Yeah, and he has a Pegasus as well. As long as those Zeuses survive, they're going to do a ton of damage with that mana regen.
Oh wait, he's upper split with the GK though. Oh wait, does the Halo still lock on? Oh,
and the caskets are on the wave. That's huge for Quacker. I think he just holds.
Yeah.
Oh, they missed the spell only hits 2 Cobras though, and now we have the Halo onto the Ghost Knight, the natural enemy. They're 1v1ing. Who wins this? Oh, it looks like the Ghost Knight does win!
Oh no. This aggro, this upper split ended up killing him.
Okay, and that's a shutdown on Quacker. But meanwhile, we have a bit of a leak for both Doofus and L1 as well. What is this game, dude?
Oh no.
Both sides dropping low, but I think we can say that Slickens and Quacker won that trade. And Jules certainly thinks so. He gives them a 62% win chance in the game.
I can't believe Quacker's Iron Maiden just looked at the Ghost Knight and said, like, no thanks, and then went for the wave afterwards, after it killed the first half. Very strange.
Yeah. I think he would have loved to keep the Ghost Knight on his Halo the whole time, because that's the only way he's got a chance of killing it.
Yeah. And it was like, it just needed like a few more seconds. Like the Halo can ramp up quite crazily.
Yeah.
So let's see. At least for all these dangerous King HPs, there is Savior in the game. So
that's true, but there's also 2 big aggressive spells there, the All-Out Assault and the Giant Snail. So do you want to go for a Savior on 11, or do you want to just try and kill your opponent there?
Yeah, it could be a race on 11. We see that Quacker's quite good on 10 if he gets the upgraded Halo. Slicken's not so much, but he has the ultimate boss killer consort.
Oh, they go for a 10 send.
Ooh.
This can backfire really badly, though, depending... I mean, Slickens and Quacker, if they hold here and then go for an all-out play...
For 11? I think Quacker needs to just... I mean... Infiltrators, I guess, a fine tank here. Let's see what... Oh, he goes...
Oh, he's not even building for the wave. Now, Slickens looks really weak here with his Zeus and his Pegasus.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Quacker doesn't just sell, like, 4 of these guys, get the upgraded Halo, and call it a day.
But maybe they're expecting a wave 11 send. That's why he's building the Orchid as well. I think one Halo's not going to be enough here. The rest of his units are just absolute garbage on 10. Oh, but the Halo's straight on the boss, though, ignoring those DTs. That's pretty clutch.
Wow. I mean, he should do good enough now, like...
Yeah?
And Slickens is gonna leak small-ish. Like, he's chunking the boss almost down.
He's doing fine. I think this is just a hold.
Quacker is killing the boss, so yeah, he's good to go.
And 30% on Slickens. I think this is going to backfire for L1 and Doofus. Slickens and Quacker have aggressive options now, both Snails and All-Out Assault on the table.
Yeah, Doofus with a nice read to build the Poda here, so he can get out in Azeria. The problem being, of course, if they go 12, which it looks like they want to. Okay, they have to click the saver button, and they do. Actually, 3
Oh, but
people.
so
Or
does
wait, that's not.
Slickins. I'm really
Yeah,
surprised they didn't just go for a kill.
maybe they're just going 13.
I guess.
But I feel like if you're going 12, you pick one of the offensive spells.
Now, Quacker's still making up his mind. Is he going to go for Savior? Is he going to take an aggressive spell? He goes Savior, okay.
Yeah, okay. So 4 saviors.
Right, everybody taking the defensive option. That is a bit surprising to me, honestly. But maybe Slickins and Quacker are
Yeah.
just thinking, we're going 13. We saw what happened to King Dan's last month. We don't want to lose on 11 to an all-out resend.
Yeah, I mean, they expect the Income King here, so it does give them the... According to Boone's Law, they are now... They can't send 12, they have to go 13.
Huh? L1 and Doofus, what are their answers there? I mean, L1, he has 2 Lord of Deaths here, which are pretty good on wave 11.
Yep. Problem being, of course, they get a bit worse on 13.
Yeah, a bit worse on 13, especially when there's no tanks to give them the time they need to spawn those dragons.
And like we said before, the Ram can just go right, and then the Harpies aren't going to play, the LEDs are going to be doing something else, and his tanks are going to be doing something else entirely as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a reroll. He could try and fish for a better tank, but he's anticipating 12.
I mean, this is L1 we're talking about as well. I'm not sure he has the reroll button bound on his keyboard.
Yeah, it might be disabled.
Yeah. Now, Slickins and Quacker both on fire, and they are way ahead. I can see why they have 450 Mythium each saved up. L1 and Doofus really on the back foot now.
A little bit of punishment for their crimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they deserve this with the filthy play that they've done in the last couple of games. Here's the Siege Ram and the Mole coming out from Slickins. L1 is really not going to enjoy those when they enter his lane on 13. And
Nice.
Quacker, what do you send against Doofus? Centaur Mole, that looks pretty solid to me. L1 and Doofus, what is your play? But they don't send here.
Oh,
Surely.
I think they're mistakenly confident in this Hades unit.
Well, they're anticipating a wave 14 send, it looks
Their values
like.
don't even look bad.
I mean, Doofus is pretty much on value. He's only under 270. L1 is about the same when he finishes building, but I would like to see them at least max the king attack, right?
Yeah, that's the thing you need on 13. Like, you can really just die without it, because wave 13 just
But they only have
destroys
2. I think they should just spend it. Oh, but they don't. Bro. I think if there's big leaks here, they're just dead without that king. But the Azeria only tanking 1 is not ideal either. I mean, obviously it means she survives, so it's not terrible.
Yeah. But this big badger is done delaying. Like, they're now onto
Azeria's
the
just going to get speedrun now.
Ooh,
He
the
will
mole
kill
snipe
the
is nice,
mole.
but the centaur is just... Yeah, and then on the other side, we just don't have tanks to support the Hades.
98% Doofus, 78% L1. There's no king upgrade. I think they're just dead here, Ofma.
Yeah, they're either dead or on 1 life, and neither option is particularly good.
No.
Plus, they're looking kind of vulnerable to even a resend.
I think they're going with option number 1, which is dead.
Yeah, indeed. Weepy
Wow.
GG.
Slickins and Quacker, they make it through to round 2. Well played, you guys.
Yeah,
Very well played.
And prove us wrong. Just says, I'm going to be on top with Castle.
Yeah. So all of the haters in chat, obviously the casters were on his side the whole time. Slickins just proving what a strong tournament option Castle is. We knew it all along, Ofma.
Yeah, of course.
The game went very well for them. L1, he was getting some juicy fiestas, I guess, but that's just more gold for Slickins and Quacker. And then this wave 6 was really bad.
Ooh,
the 95% leak, losing
Imagine
40%
if
of their king
Quacker
HP.
full sent Doofus.
Yeah.
They would have been sent to an early grave.
And then they went for this wave 8 send. I mean, it worked. They got the leak. I guess there's just no way they could afford to save, right?
Yeah,
Like the fact that they near enough died to a wave when they did send. If they had gone for the wave 9, they'd have just died themselves on wave 8.
And really nice adaptation, or I guess change in what Slickins and Quacker are up to. Last time they're getting long saved on their Income King every wave. There's no pressure. They're getting destroyed. And this time they're sending big 6, big eights.
Yeah.
Like trying to actually fight back,
Yeah, they're
skipping
not just
waves.
doing the income king trap, where you kind of just have no pressure on the person who's starving you and they can just keep saving as long as they want. They actually skip a wave or two, and that means that L1 and Doofus can't do everything their own way. And yeah, then we just get this killer blow on 13. So Slickins and Quacker, they take the series 2-1, and they will be advancing to round number 2. All right, Ofma, nice game. Very nice game. I don't think we've got any other Division 1 games going on at the moment. So we probably want to take a little bit of a break, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then we can get into the round 2 games. We've got some really good teams to choose from, so we can have a look at that. But before we go on a break, I did mention before the game started today, and especially since the drops don't seem to be working, guys, we have something even better than drops for you in the Twitch chat. We're going to be giving away some free premium essence. 2 lucky winners are going to come away with 2,500 premium essence. So I will start that giveaway in a couple of minutes. It should be live when you guys start to hear this. Make sure you type !raffle in the chat for your chance to win. I'll let that run over the course of the break and maybe through the whole of the first game when we come back. And then I will announce 2 lucky winners who will receive 2,500 premium essence, which I think is something like $20. That's not a bad prize just for being a viewer, right?
Pretty juicy. And you can grab those new sweet Christmas skins.
Absolutely. The Christmas skins are looking very nice, actually. I've got them enabled myself.
Yeah, I was flexing my pixies yesterday.
You've got to flex your pixies, dude. You gotta flex your pixies. All right, guys, so we will go on a quick 5-minute break now. Before we go, just remind yourselves, if anybody has not yet snapped up their safety mold plushies, your last chance is going to be in the next 5 days, because once November 25th happens, those molds will be gone forever. So anybody who wants a mold plushie and hasn't got one, now is your chance. And if you haven't seen the safety mold plushie just yet, well, here's what it looks like. Very cool. All right, guys, on a break now, so don't go anywhere. The next games will be on in about 5 or 10 minutes. See you then.
Who are we casting for the next round? I think it's Adamas and Bondi. Yeah. I mean, that one might just be funny because we can flame Green Spirit. Yeah, of course. And their names are just... it's too good of a matchup. Yeah, same.
Right, guys, we are back. Ofma, do we have a game on our hands?
We do indeed.
Excellent. So, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one. Let me set up the scoreboard, actually, because it's going to take me a while to type in one of the team's names in particular. So if you don't mind maybe introducing the teams while I fill in the scoreboard, that'd be really helpful.
So first we have the instigating shitbags, Lucy and Drakir. They've been playing basically every Nova Cup together, and they've basically been in half of the finals. They just haven't quite managed to get over the finish line. And on the other hand, we have the team name being FC Lucy Drak Drak Drak, but they're actually comprised of Kid K and Green Spirit. Also two top 10 level players. Green, I think, is sitting at rank 3 right now. Peak got his new peak, 3K. God Gamer.
Green's been playing really well lately on the ladder. I think it might have something to do, like he stopped playing duo with a certain clown and he just absolutely skyrocketed after that.
Yeah, took off the training weights.
Yeah.
And now he's added back some more, playing with an American player. Just kidding, of course. Kid K, an excellent player in his own right. The Kingslayer himself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. King.
Really flexible player, too. Can play almost everything.
This should be a really exciting match, actually. So I am ready when the teams are. The scoreboard is in place. And Ofma, the real question on the lips of the entire Legion TD community is, will this be the month that Drakir and Lucy take home the title? This is their last chance this year to win a Nova Cup. And I feel like they're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. They always seem to make it to the finals or at least the semi-finals, but they've never yet won the Nova Cup. Is November their month to shine? Or will Kid K and Green Spirit crash all of their dreams into the ground here as we go into game number 1? Right, so we have cash out for Drakir and Kid K. No fiestas yet this game.
Cartel. Wow, little symmetry.
Nice. So we're going to have some very high economy going in this game.
Yeah, and we know that Lucy is probably she's probably the most income heavy player right now at the top of the ladder, because we have we have a missing man, but
speaking of which, Ashton, when are you coming back? We need you, Ashton. We need you in our lives.
Indeed. Ooh, nice little AoE roll from Drakir. And Lucy's got her favorite Atom opener.
Really nice pairing, actually, because Drakir's got a very strong AoE roll, like you say, with the Flower, with the Aqua, with the Banana Bunk as well. So vulnerable on waves like 8 and 10. But then Lucy has the perfect answers for those waves with her Daphne, with her Berserker, with her Badger to cover on wave 8 as well. I think these guys cover each other pretty nicely in the early game.
Nice little Firelord opener from Green. And here's the Casket for 7. Really solid opener.
Interesting to note that there's two really good defensive spells there with the Protector and the Villain, and only the Lizard Army for your aggressive option, which is not always the best aggressive option, but it can certainly work.
Yep. It can be very powerful for 11 into 13. You have to be, pretty confident that you want 13, but if you do, then it's probably the best aggressive spell.
Ooh, Drakir has his gold Priestess of the Abyss monument. That looks really nice in his lane there.
Oh my lord.
Very
Look
shiny.
at that. I think that's his third golden monument. He's just collecting them all.
He must have got that just in time for Priestess to get nerfed, which is a little bit unfortunate.
But you can't have it all.
You can't have it all. Exactly.
Ooh, perfect read, king upping the Grawl. Lucy always does this, by the way, so if you ever start Grawl versus Lucy, just don't add on to.
Does that mean that he has to sell his Bone Warrior, or is Cartel enough for him to get the Firelord?
I actually don't know. I mean, he has to send, I think, if he wants
He definitely has to send. He definitely has to send.
but I don't remember the maths with Cartel because I'm usually playing cash out, and I think you would be fine.
I think he's yeah, he needs to sell. So
Yeah,
the
that
snail
sucks,
would have done
but
it for him. If he got a snail,
yeah.
he would have had exactly the right gold. But Lucy with the king up.
Yep, it's the mind game. And they have way more aggressive
Oh,
openers here.
I think Lucy might go for a bit of a leak
Yeah,
here. She has
didn't
230 value.
anticipate cash out. Because like if this isn't cash out gun, it's only 20, but it's always like cash out gun always getting the 40 out.
Yeah.
And at least it's not going to be 60 though.
Drakia will hold against the DT send, even though he has 7 workers, so he's in a really good position. Lucy, I mean, she's not even doing badly, honestly. It looks like she's going to clear most of the wave.
Yeah, it'll just look like she's playing Fiesta.
Yeah. One more? One more. Perfect. 30%. That's really good there for Lucy. And Drakia, okay, he doesn't hold. He's going to leak the Dragon Turtle, but it's on 0 HP, so not really representing any threat to the king. Green Spirit dropping the wrecked there in all chat. Nice to see a bit of banter in these games.
Yeah, he won't ever recover from that DT.
Absolutely not, dude. Alright, there's the Fire Elemental for Drakir, so he didn't push off the DT send, and now he's very, very strong.
And now look, everyone on 7 workers.
Kid K's calling straight 10.
Yeah, I think in the first round, Drakir and Lucy in their first game got, I think, like 5 to 10 in one shot.
Nice.
So maybe a bit of a...
They've clearly been scouting their opponents then.
Nice, Green, not even building. Ultra confident.
Yeah, that's really, really clutch actually, because with 60 Methium, Lucy would have been able to leak him for sure with like a lizard swirl.
See what everyone does. I anticipate we're just going to see some sense here, but maybe they actually are looking for something longer. Oh, it's actually Lucy just sending enough to build and holding on to their Mythium. And no Hermit, so Drakir's not at risk at all.
No, Drakir's going to be completely fine here. And Lucy, with this Royal Guard, able to tank so much damage from the wave. I think those atoms are just not in any danger whatsoever. They should be able to clear the Scorpions just fine.
We can see that Kid K doesn't actually have anything for 6, so this might be a really strong read. If they do go for the 6, I mean, they could also go for the 7, but it's riskier versus the Firelord because I swear everyone who has Firelord from Grawl, like, they also got Bunk, they also have Casket. They got something to kill 7 every time, so...
Now, with Green, it is the Casket, which is a very strong unit on Wave 7, by the way. Very, very strong.
Oh, is this even a Pro League from Lucy?
I don't know. The Atom has ramped, it's doing some serious DPS. I think it's enough to hold. It's going to be really close.
Just fine.
No, she's absolutely fine.
Green pushed a worker to that snail.
That's 8 workers now for Drakir and Lucy, but also Green, like you say, he's not playing too scared.
Yeah, it might come back to haunt him, because I don't think he's getting the Iron Maiden. But he's building something. He's cooking up something here.
He's building something, yeah.
I think you want to build a little bit, just so that he doesn't get, like, surprised and full leaks here to, like, lizards, while Kid K gets, like, Triad Sense. But unfortunately for Kid K, he's getting sent next wave. But it's his stronger wave.
He's really strong there. He's going to have at least 1 green devil, maybe 2. He's got the gun for the damage. The problem is Drakir is going to send him like 3 Frost Brutes, maybe even an Ogre if there's a Pro League.
Yeah.
Is there a Pro League? No, I think Fire Elemental's got this.
Yeah, he still has a full HP bar. Somehow the aggro worked out so it didn't tank, but...
So it's triple brute instead. That's still very good. Not quite ogre levels of power, but still very, very good.
Okay, Green... Oh, wait, this is a full Iron Maiden. Okay, I lied.
And he has the Grawl to sell as well, remember?
Yeah, so... Here we go. Full Iron Maiden.
Full Iron Maiden.
Pretty much always
47
holding.
gold to spend on whatever he wants. Maybe he does like a bazooka bit of Zamba. He just puts it on the left for damage. That's fine too. He's got the one Bone Warrior to split the wave.
Yeah, I feel like he'll do just fine here. It's not enough to kill the casket before it gets its cast out, so...
The Firelord is tanking one of the brutes. That's just perfect. Look at that.
A little
Really
Great
nice
aggro,
aggro there
great
from Green.
positioning.
Very good positioning. The Casket gets its second spell off now. That's most of the wave dead. That's a really comfortable clear, it looks like, for Green.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kid K, he is leaking, but he's doing
He
just
just
fine
sniped
as
every
well.
brute.
That's 53%. Green Spirit, he just holds.
Yeah, really nice.
And there has
He
to be
gets
a
a bit of a
sharp S in
lead.
the chat from Green Spirit now. If he doesn't, I'll be very disappointed in him.
Yeah, there's a certain character that would be really nice for him to type, I
Yeah.
think.
Green? He's really sloppy with this tech here.
Yeah.
Like he performed very well with his build there, but he's just really letting the side down without dropping the S in the chat.
Yeah, the banter is the failing. So KitK got put a little bit behind there. He didn't quite get to his 11 workers, or well, 10 workers until now. So he's just a bit behind everyone else, but his income is actually pretty reasonable because he's not sent tryhard.
Yeah, he's on pace in terms of income,
Yeah.
at least with Drakea. He is behind Lucy, but then Green is ahead. Although,
Yeah,
having said
and
that,
that's the cartel matchup.
both Green and Lucy are on the cartel, yeah. So they will both get that negative penalty kicking in pretty soon, actually, as we're on wave 8 already.
Yeah, wave 9, wave 10 looking like what we're gonna see here. Not sure if Drakir has enough money for the bunk without it, and I don't really see... Like, does he get the bunk or the death cap without sending here? I don't think so. But maybe he...
Well,
Yeah, okay, so they
well,
do go
here's
for
the
the sends.
try-hard send on 9 from Drakea and Lucy. So let's see how the side of FC Lucy Drash can deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this unit is particularly good on 9, but this unit is quite good, and he's prepping for 10 with the KP, so...
Yeah.
His chance to leak, the gate is insane here, especially against the mole send.
Yeah, Gates is very, very good. I mean, normally if I'm playing against Drakir and Lucy and I send on wave 9, I know they have a gate, so I send imps
Yeah,
against it. Like, they always have gate if you send on 9.
always.
But they haven't made that read themselves, because I guess they're not used to playing against people who roll as well as they do.
Yeah, I mean, they stole the name and got some of the powers in return.
Yeah, very clever play there, actually, from Kid K and Green Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, green is gonna leak, but it's
Dude, he's
very
doing
small.
so well, though. Look at this.
Yeah.
He's going to leak the creeps.
Fun. Yeah, and they're both leaking big, yeah, they're both leaking really small, and now they have, what, like 200 Mythium to send?
Yeah.
They can get some big return damage.
I guess they still want to go for a 10 send, even into the Disciples and the Rangers. Because if you go for 11, that's where they get the defensive king spells to help them out. Yeah, and here's the Ogres.
You're right, they're just going to send here.
Ogres from both.
It's a good call, they don't need to starve too hard.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a good spot in the game.
Well, I really like the play to go 10, because if they did save one more round, well, now Drakir and Lucy have the Protector or the Villain or whatever they want to be able to hold, and your only offensive spell is Lizard Army, which is really not good against either of their builds. But yeah, exactly.
Lucy going for
Lucy with the Ranger, with the Berserker, with the Disciple, and with the Harden as well.
One of each is what she said. Is Drax shifting? Okay, I was like, surely he's not crazy.
He's just building last second, but he had us worried there.
Yeah,
this is still pretty big
sense. The Warwick, yeah.
We have 300 in Drakea's lane, but the Brute evaporates.
Oh,
we have 280 in Lucy's lane.
Full focus onto this, and the Ogre hard stuck on hitting a Golem.
Yeah.
So it's just a full clear, I think.
Just a full hold from Lucy. Drakea, he does leak, but it's not terrible. Like, his Disciple gets another spell.
Ogre. At least it wasn't a penny leak of the Ogre, and Kid K gets wrecked by some snails.
Absolutely right there. 31% on his boss. Green, of course, able to cover that. But Lucy not quite covering Drakea's leak. There will still be some king damage, but not too much. They even have a lot of king attack upgrades there. 7 of them, in fact.
So Drakir hasn't pushed a single worker, basically. Okay, he pushed one. I lied. But, like, does he think it's, like, 14 or something? I'm not sure what the plan is going to be.
If I look at Drakea's build, 14 looks really promising. And if I look at Lucy, yeah, 14 looks solid. Like she's gonna have decent damage with a Starcaller Circle and good tanks with those Iron Scales. So 14 not terrible for Lucy by any stretch.
This unit is just too good until 14. And
Yeah,
even, well, it's too good until 20, let's be clear, but it's literally impossible to leak on 13. Like, even if you double 4-eye this build, like, I'm pretty sure it's killing enough.
it's a Protector Phoenix as well. Like if
Yeah.
Phoenix wasn't strong enough, give it Protector so it gets extra HP and regen, and all of a sudden that thing is just absolutely cracked.
Let's see though. I mean, Kid K is more pushed, so like I feel like in him and Green's mind, it's 13 to take advantage of the Phoenix and force 13.
Yeah.
And then Drakir's like, are they going
Drakir's
for
really
like
not good on 13. He's really not good.
Yeah, he has the perfect damage, but the tanks are lacking for sure.
Yeah. But the Starcaller, the Starcaller is good damage, and he does have Villain on it. So it's a lot of good burst damage, but the auto attacks are still Pierce, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's only the spell that really kills wave 13.
Yeah, normally what hurts gun on 13 is like having the big gun, but here Kid K just, I mean, he's hurt by the fact that he has to build like this, but other than that, his build is very good on 13. Doesn't have like the huge gold sink that's wasted.
Yeah.
And
True.
Green is full building for 13 with the Zeuses.
And
I think
he's
they're sending
shifting a bit
13.
of gold. He's going to get that Phoenix out on 13, so he's just not in any danger whatsoever. He's not even that weak on 14. Like, the Phoenix can still off-tank very well, and then he's got the Caskets to tank the entire split. I think Green just has a really solid build now.
I think Lucy and Drakir are going for a skip with Lucy incoming to get the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because she full shifted here.
But Kid and Green, they haven't sent. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
The four
and
eyes
Kid
out
realizes
Kid.
what's happening and is going to send double 4-eye. Oh.
Four
if this
eyes
is a pro league, I
above.
think this is not very good because she might need the gold.
Uh-oh, Lucy.
But I mean, beats the send. Don't get me wrong, but I think this might be enough time for Kid K to get his second 4-eye.
See, he doesn't send pre-income, so I think he's going for it. He hasn't got enough time though. He doesn't have enough time. He's gonna get maybe a witch at best.
Yeah, and Lucy's doing some pawn shop action right now, selling the atoms. Selling many atoms, but gets the thing that she needs, which is the Protector Phoenix.
He has the Protector Phoenix, but she's heavily undervalued.
Yeah, Drac is
Really
actually
heavily
on better value, but as we know, if you wanted 1 Phoenix or 3 Thetas, I'll take the Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just going to be an Ogre, which is fine, right? It kills the split, or I think it'll be stuck in the split, so it'll do its job. It's more like, can the Phoenix with the Daphne and the Disciple kill everything?
Phoenix is currently doing Phoenix things. So the entire left side has done 0 damage and died. And the 4 eyes is still not zeroed in. Now it does, so the Phoenix will go down, but only after killing the entire wave, it looks like. And Drakir's doing extremely well as well.
And now they get what they wanted, which I assume is going to be could be 15 now. But maybe they think that Phoenix is also too broken on 15.
But this is really not a dangerous lead. Like, it's only 2 low HP golems and 2 4 eyes.
They have all that king attack from wave 10, so
yeah,
pretty clever planning.
Lucy pushing hard. She's on 20 workers now.
Yeah, Green is the problem because he has, like we've been talking about this whole game, this unit is just too good right now with the change to 15 to making it split shot. There's even I mean, I think people are catching on to it, but you don't need to let your Phoenix tank the wave normally on 15. You can actually put a melee unit just here in the 3rd column, 1 square down, and it will still tank and not get deleted by the 4-eye that everyone sends to counter it.
Green still has tanks for days though. With the triple eye.
Yeah, tanks for days. Good damage without the Phoenix. Like he has everything he needs to hold this.
I wonder if Green and Kid just go for an income play here on 15.
Yeah, and like, is it crazy to say that like Lucy and Drakir could skip? No, yeah, it is crazy because they're gonna send. It's too risky, I think, if Green and okay. Ooh, I like the GK send. There's no way you're ever gonna upgrade the gun, right? So GK is gonna make it so that He
Green and
can't touch
Kid
the wave.
do go for the income play. Expect to see
Look at
them
this
max the
slow
king attack
wave.
after the wave as well.
Yep. That's the big one on the boss waves.
All right. Oh, Ocean Templar as well for green. Like, as if his build wasn't strong enough on 15 already. Let's just slap another 20% magic resistance on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the dudes. Like, if his Phoenix can... he's like... He doesn't really need his Phoenix to live forever either, because he has 2 Zeuses for damage, too.
And there's only one Four Eyes going into his lane as well. But it will be on the left, though, because of that Shaman.
Yeah, the Shaman 4-Eye.
I think it's really important if that Four Eyes goes on the Phoenix.
Yeah, if it doesn't, then this...
And it goes right! That's so clutch. Now this Phoenix is just invincible. It tanks the split shots from the wave. It does infinity damage while never dying, while having Protector. I think he might just hold.
Yeah, it looks that way.
That positioning from green was insane. What a good play.
Yeah.
And
hiding it
meanwhile,
behind the bazooka.
Kid's doing pretty fine as well. He's going to leak a boss and he's going to leak a shaman, but green, he's just doing so well. He kills his entire wave. Okay, I actually thought he would full hold, but he does still leak the Four Eyes.
Actually,
not the Four Eyes, just the shaman.
They actually get some return damage as well, like 2 bosses through.
Wow, so both the bosses leaking to the income from Drakir and Lucy. I was so focused on Green's lane, I didn't even look at the other side of the map. But here we go. These guys, they're not taking anywhere near the damage that Drakir and Lucy wanted to do.
Oh, it's a suicide play from Lucy, or just a really hard push? I can't tell.
Yes, they want to go for a 17 cent then? But Green even
Yeah.
has these King Claws for 17, so he's got the tanks. The one thing that he lacks on 17 is damage.
And like the nice thing is his teammate is quite good on 17.
Really good there.
Now Kid K has no bad units for the wave, which is a change for, because every other wave he's been dealing with some problems in his build.
But Kid K is very low value though, is the thing.
He is quite pushed. The thing is, like, and Drac is the one who can hold. Like, he's got great value, great units. Okay, if we're talking about value, we need to talk about Green being on 3.8k, which is the highest, but his value is heavily invested in not good value on 17.
Now surely everybody sends here. Surely. I don't see either team skipping wave 17.
Yeah, this wave is quite powerful already, and Kid K's leaking to no sense, so...
Kid K's leaking to no sense. Does he just
Lucy
commit to the suicide then, or no?
I don't know, because I think they might see that Lucy... Oh, well, Lucy built enough to hold no send.
Oh, Lucy, okay, so Kid baiting the suicide out of Lucy, in fact.
Yeah, it'll work if he holds.
Well,
if he doesn't hold, then it's all for naught, but...
Drakir might be tricked into king-upping after income.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Kid might have a chance to hold, because he can add another gate here.
Yeah, and can Drakir get the second bunk out? Yes, he can. Of course he can.
Alright, so 2 havens there from Drakir. He's still minus 765 value, though.
Yeah, and Green Sen isn't exactly nothing. Like, the thing is, Green is missing the auras, which would have been so clutch against the full AoE Havens, Aquas, but he'll get the Hermit, at least, for something. And does Drakir king up, or does he send the imps? Let's see.
There's a mole.
Yeah,
okay, so it is a full send from Drakir. He's not being baited here. Okay, do you ever hold? What did he build here?
He went for
Alpha Male spam,
3
it looks
Alpha
like.
Males.
Yeah.
Which is good call, because he needs tanks desperately.
Green's positioning is so good. This Phoenix just never dying to the Four Eyes.
Yeah, just smurfing hard every time.
Now
but
Lucy,
Kid K
of
is going
course,
for a bit of a leak.
Kid K is leaking as well. Green, it looks like he
Green
is not
longest,
holding, and Drakir leaks first.
Yeah.
Green Spirit is wall.
This is game. Indeed. Yeah.
Kid K and Green Spirit, they win game number 1 against FC Lucy and Drakir. That's really exciting stuff. Well played, guys.
Yeah, easy holding the Sui.
Easy
delaying the Sui, I should say. Not a hold, but those King Claws are quite powerful.
That was really nice there from Kid K and Green. Very, very well played, guys. If we look at the graph as well, this was such a back and forward game. Like, One team takes an advantage, then the other, up, down, all the way until clearly 100% win chance on wave 17 there.
Yeah, I previously like misthought about the Ocean Templar. It was quite good value on the King Claws against the 4-Eye Sens, so like it worked out. The delay was there.
Yeah.
Like, look at the send he's getting. Like, it's crazy.
It's a 900 send. Now, he's got 300 more value than Drakir, but he's receiving 240 more Mythium as well. I think that's just really nice build there from Green. Able to make his Phoenix tank the perfect amount every time it counted.
Really well played.
Very, very well played. I can see why he's made it to rank 3.
Yeah.
Very juicy game. This one was so nice to watch, actually. This game could almost be like a semi or a grand final, but we have it on day 1. That just goes to show how stacked the cup is this month.
Yeah, I mean, like, so many strong teams. And, like, to think that, like, we were, like, Drakir and Lucy had the really nice play to skip 13 and take minimal king damage and still couldn't convert because of how well Green held.
Yeah. Just look at this, by the way, on 15. Green Spirit, he's minus 677 value, and he only leaped to Shaman to a 760 send.
Really impressive stuff.
Really good. Really, really good. But that just makes me even more excited for game number 2. So, Ofma, let's see if we've got ourselves a lobby.
Like, I wonder if there's going to be some change-ups. I mean, obviously from Kid K and Green, they're going to have to play something different, but...
Yep. So we had Cash Out Cartel from both teams in game 1. I mean, they can just mix it up as well. They can just swap, right? So we had Kid K on the Cash Out and we had Green on the Cartel. They can just swap the Mastermind options this time around. If they want to go for that early game strong economic advantage, I mean, not really an advantage if your opponent does the same, but it gives you a really nice foundation to the game. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kid play Cartel, Green play Cash Out, and maybe even just take this game to a 2-0 sweep. Let's see.
Apparently Green is doing science.
Green is doing science. Alright, well hopefully he finishes his experiment sooner rather than later and we can get the game underway. But actually I will use this opportunity while we have a lull to announce the winner of our Premium Essence giveaway. So let me hop into that real quick. And the first winner of 2,500 Premium Essence will be Mr. Again 98. Congratulations, dude. And the second winner, also 2,500 Premium Essence, will be Nakeless. Congratulations, you guys. So if those two players can send Pennywise UK a DM through Twitch or Discord, and I will sort you guys out with your Premium Essence once the stream is over. So congratulations, Mr. Again 98 and Nakeless. You guys win today's Premium Essence prize. Alright, so it looks like the players are now ready in the game. Ofma is sawn ready there with the sharp S. And game number 2 has kicked off. Ofma, any predictions? Drakir and Lucy, are they going to tie this, or is Green and Kid going to run away with game number 2?
Well, I want a game number 3, so let's say I want a game
number 3 as well. So we've got a cheer for Drakir and Lucy.
Greed. Ooh, Nightmare Butcher. Oh. Can Drakir find the elusive Priestess of the Azir?
Ooh, Priestess. He also has a Nightmare Butcher role as well. With Phoenix, which is just insane. And Lucy's on Fiesta. I mean, that's certainly showing some balls there, Lucy. Like, it's game number 2, you're 1-0 down, it's the Nova Cup, it's the last one of the year, everything to play for. Fiesta game 2, absolutely love it. Fantastic. Let's give us a nice show here, Lucy.
Ooh, green has like every option in the game. He could play like a bounty role. He could play like a wild shroom angler role. He could play an AoE role.
Hey, he's got some nice options for sure. One thing I will say, I really don't like playing anglers if I'm in an interesting build there from Kid K. He doesn't have enough gold to complete the high, so a bit of a rookie error there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to move it all. What? He's going to move it all over by one. Excellent read there from Kid K. Getting the slick Wave 1 messaging tech on point. Very nice. And Green,
Yeah.
what is he writing as well? Nothing discernible.
Oh, yep. Okay. Yep. Couldn't tell what that was.
So we have a flower opener from Green, we have a nightmare from Kid, we have Nightmare Fiesta from Lucy, and we have an archer from Drakir. Lucy gets the snail. She is playing Fiesta, but it's not going to help.
Snack.
But actually, a really good read there from Kid K to snail into Lucy's Fiesta. Almost unfortunate that Lucy did not get a proper Fiesta opener.
No boom. Yeah, maybe they're now mistakenly thinking it's not
Yeah.
Fiesta, but Lucy loves the Fiesta Nightmare.
Fiesta Nightmare is not something to snooze on. You can play hyper-aggressive. Nightmare is always going to kill some creeps in the wave because it's super high DPS. So let's say on 5, she's going to receive Dino Snail or something. She can be on 8 workers already. She can leak half the wave and be perfectly happy with that with a big worker lead. I think it's not one to snooze on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Green Spirit's 6 workers. And this is what I was saying. So I don't like cash out into angler play because you're really losing all of the strength of your mastermind if you take a slow opener with cash out. I much prefer what he has done here, which is taken the very aggressive flower opener instead. So he can really leverage that extra early game gold to push hard on his worker button.
Yep.
Alright, so the snails come out against Drakir, who does add Windhawk. If there's a third snail, he might leak anyway. His build is not fantastic here. And meanwhile, FC Lucy with her 5 workers. I don't think the Buckler and the Peewee are fantastic here, but Kid K, he sends a king up with his snail, it looks like.
Or a save, maybe.
Oh, it's a save. Okay, so only 1 snail. Now, Lucy may just hold here against the single snail, even though the Buckler is very weak on the wave.
Yeah, it's just the Nightmare might be good enough.
Drakir, though.
Even though.
Drakir. Maybe Drakir's going to
like...
go for a bit of a fiesta.
Yeah.
Looks like he does. 47% there for Drakir. And Lucy, I think she's going to hold. Almost a shame that Kid didn't go for the second snail there. I mean, it would have given her the fiesta, but she would have leaked decently to 2 snails. Kid K leaks himself to 1 snail. Green, of course, clears that up. And Lucy does not cover the mid, so we do get first blood here on wave 3.
Yep. So we see Lucy and Green again. These 2 players on the early worker advantage. And Drakir chilling on 6 workies, trying to get his Violet out, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or is he seeing his gold and realizing he probably can only get Mudman? I'm not sure what it's going to be.
There is no resend here from Green, so Drakir is going to get away with the shift. But he even adds the Gargoyle, so he's completely fine. Green does get a snail send here, but I mean,
actually,
it's just
kind of a bailout because he's looking quite vulnerable to Hermit actually on 5, but there's no way he can get it now.
Post income he could if Lucy wants to go super tryhard.
Yeah.
Oh, but talking of hermits, and this is the Christmas skin hermit, by the way. Look at that, very nice.
So it is going to be the Violet from Drakir. This build with this much AoE is a bit vulnerable to the Hermit, but it's quite high value, so I would imagine it does more than okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Violet is fantastic on wave 5, but the rest of his stuff is very weak. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a leak there.
The troublesome part is Lucy's looking a bit low value, you might say.
Oh, she does go for the post-income Hermit.
Oh, cheeky.
She does want to try hard against Green, but look! Imagine sending Power Mercs to Green Spirit. He just drops the Halo.
Absolutely. Easy read.
Easy hold there from Green, or at least a very small leak. Meanwhile, the Butcher does come out from Kid K, so he's going to do pretty well. I
Oh,
think
you
he's
might
going to
get a
leak now
dino
because the
incident.
Nightmare can't kill a dino. But there's 64% for Lucy. And Drakea, he does hold. Okay.
Easy hold.
Oh, look at this. That's a little bit sad there for Kid K to leak that dino on 11%
Yeah.
HP, and the Hermit there sneaking through Green's lane, so they will take a bit of damage here on 5, but so will the side of Drakea and Lucy.
Well, some nice back and forth so far.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're looking for now.
And Jules cannot put a gap between these two teams, giving them a pure 50-50 here on Wave 6. Just goes to show how closely matched these teams are. Even Jules agrees.
Yeah.
Right. So we have identical workers as well. 8-9, 8-9.
Yeah. And Green, I feel like, has an insane role in terms of answers for every single wave.
He shifted a decent chunk of gold here so that he can get that banana bunk on 7, where he is looking vulnerable otherwise. Like,
Yeah,
really
that would be the
vulnerable.
first wave you think about.
Yeah.
But
So a nice shift there from Green. And Drakea, it does look like he's going for a full send there with the Brute. I wonder if Lucy goes full as well. Green, yeah, Green and Kid just go for their income here. I think that's a good play. Lucy does go for a full send as well. So she's going to send a second Brute here. But Green, he gets his bunk in time.
Yeah. And PK's got the double Nightmare. He's lacking any Arcane tank at all, but
I'd like the bunk to be
not a
a little bit further behind, maybe. You can easily bring that to be directly in front of the Aqua. Like this, it's going to tank full. It won't split with anything.
Yeah.
And the 2 Brutes will actually make quick work of that bunk.
Yep. I think Green is hoping for some to kill the wave quick without the Hermit or the Mole.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job of just killing the wave, actually.
Looks pretty dead to me, and the Halo will pick off the rest of the
he's going to leak, but really not very much. And meanwhile, Kid K with the double lifesteal Nightmare, that just looks like a hold from me.
Yeah.
Green Spirit does leak for 40%, but again, he's completely fine with this. And that's only 40% because of this one Brute that sneaks through on 3 HP, by the way.
Yeah, Kid K getting rewarded, staying 8 workers.
So is Lucy. This is a really nice Fiesta for Lucy. 2 creeps, 2 lizards. That's a very juicy Nightmare Fiesta there.
Does get out to the worker lead now. Well, Green's going to catch her, but
Kid fully holds in the mid, and we do have income resends here on Wave 8 from Drakea and Lucy.
Yeah, expecting agreed. There is going to be greed from one of the players. And
but it's only a Fiend. Like, a Fiend is really not threatening against Green's build. I think even though he's 185 under value, he probably still holds here, or at least leaks very small.
Yeah, the Hermit would have been the scary one, because there's no... The AoE damage will just be completely nullified.
Yeah.
But at least he's going for King Ups anyways.
Now, Drakea does go for a full send, but Kid K's on pretty solid value there, 845. The Nightmares reach the wave with not very much opposition after they get through the Dino. He's probably going to leak, but I don't think it's going to be terrible. The Nightmares even split tank perfectly here. That's really, really nice. Does he kill the Lizard? Oh, he does not, but it was really close.
But this is a long way for their send.
Yep.
And the Mole is quite good versus Shakira. He doesn't have any single target yet.
He has got the Violet, though, which is really strong, and he's going to have a good 300 plus gold to play with as well. So if he wants to, he can go for a second Violet. He also has Mudman in his role. He's got options here.
Yep. Let's see what Lucy goes for, whether it's the Fire Lord or just the Orchid. I think either are fine. Yeah, the Fire Lord. It's quite good. The pack is a decent send versus it, though.
And Kid K is going to get something like 60 or 80s to join with the pack leader as well.
Green Spirit trying to do a little mind games in the chat.
Drakir's kind of building against 10 as well. He drops a Berserker here. He does at least harden his Mudman, though.
Yeah, I think he's somewhat worried about a Ram, like Green typed in all chat. But it's actually just gonna be more. And Zerker is like a decent DP single target here.
Yeah.
The magic damage is the bigger part of its damage anyway. And nice Zamba to get some delay. His archer even split
Looks
tanks.
like pretty good tanking on the Fire Lord as well, but it stops now, so the Nightmare dies, and the Fire Lord will now be run over for Lucy. So a bit of a leak, but not terrible. Even picking off one last Scorpion there, 61% for Lucy. Meanwhile, Drakir, like you say, he's doing very well.
Yeah, his Zerker actually did quite good damage. The same as the lead archer.
51% for Drakir, 68 for Lucy. And they're going to take a bit of king damage here, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I will say that the Triad Sense from Kid K and Green are getting actual leaks and not so much the other way around. So far they've gotten a bit better on these trades.
Yeah. One thing I do need to point out is if you look at the income, right? Green Spirit is ahead of Drakir in workers. He's ahead of Drakir in value. He's ahead of Drakir in income, and Drakir's playing Cartel. So when this wave 10 finishes, Drakir is going to be way behind Green Spirit there, his counterpart.
Yeah, Green is in a really good spot for sure. And Lucy is also in a pretty good spot herself.
He is, but I think Kid K is doing better than Drakir. Or
Yeah,
certainly will be when the
be
Cartel kicks in.
Yeah. And another part about Cartel is like it just makes the long saves through 11 even harder. Especially like Lucy's gonna go for Pro League here. It's gonna be hard to skip.
This is a really nice one, actually. A really nice one. She's almost killing the boss as well. So super low HP. She'll get most of the partial bounty on that Granddad, 121 out of 150, and of course the Fiesta Gold. So that was a really nice play there from Lucy to Pro League. But they do go for income here, while Kid K and Green, it looks like they've got their try-hard pants on. They are continuing to save.
I think they see that some sort of long save is probably best versus like a strong build like the Phoenix. And with this send, they might even look for something like 14.
There is the Phoenix from Lucy. And yeah, like you say, once they get this income send here, they're not under any pressure. There's even 4 Titans picked, so nobody going for the aggressive option. We have the Titans both shown as well, actually. So Kid K and Green, they're showing their opponents that they don't have that big aggressive spike. So that's at least a bit of pressure off from Drakir and Lucy. But we're kind of counting our blessings at the moment because they just have so much more Mythium now, and all of the options are open to them after the send on.
Yeah, even wave 13 is not unreasonable, considering that you can easily get double 4-eye or Shaman 4-eye.
Yeah.
Versus the Phoenix.
I suppose what they don't know is that Lucy also has the Halo in her role, so she gets an Arc of Justice out as well as that Titan Phoenix. She's just never leaking 13.
So Green pushing hard. I would imagine this is going to be 13. I think, like looking at their values, but
I don't know, dude. Like we have Fatalizer shown. We have
skipping would be nice. And there's not that much Mythium for Drakir and Lucy. I mean,
yeah, there really isn't, and they're not weak on 13 themselves. Although Kid K is going to be super low value. Green does have a Halo, but it's only 1, and the rest of his units are not great there.
Yeah, it's possible to leak this build with just like mole DTs or something.
Yeah.
And Kid K can even just leak to Imperit or something. Just
because his value is so low.
Yeah, so like I think the safer play is to send, given that Green is so far ahead in this game.
Yeah. And Kid K does have the magic 480 number, which is what he needs for double 4-eyes, and there it is.
Yeah.
There's 4-eye Centaur from Green as well.
Lucy can play around this double 4-eye if she wants, and I think she will try.
Now let's have a look at that. Only half a square up on her split. I think she needs to put something right here if she wants to hold. But she's building back behind.
So maybe is Drakir gonna
Okay, no, she
harden?
she sells the Pee-wee and just moves it forward half a square. That should do the trick.
Yeah. And Drakir gets. Oh, Drakir is building for next. It looks like. Is he gonna
Yeah,
harden?
Drakir makes
Maybe.
the Trinity Archer. He's really gonna wish he didn't do that.
Oh, he builds full for next. Doesn't harden.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But Lucy's Phoenix is doing Phoenix things. So that's the entire left side doing 0 damage and getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, and actually those nightmares working as like mini Swift tanks for this wave.
Yeah.
Not their traditional role, but I think this is just a full hold.
Drakir, he's not doing a full hold. That's 100% leak.
Yeah.
The Phoenix is down, but yeah, Lucy, she's going to hold her own lane, I think. Maybe not, though.
Yeah,
the Four Eyes is shredding the
good.
Leviathan.
Well, the plus side they have full king, but on the downside, Green has 26 workers.
Yeah, Green does have 26 workers, which is more than 18 and also more than 22.
Yeah, and I wonder what the next plan is because, I mean, it feels like it has to be 16 because we know what happens on 15 with Phoenix.
Green's pushing really hard. He's up to 28 now, and Kid is just full pushing.
Okay, yeah, they're trying to go.
They're going for a wave 13 win. Kid is just suicide pushing.
Actually, I think Drakir and Lucy both are also recognizing that it's 15.
Oh.
Because they're pushed quite heavily as well.
They are. Maybe they're trying for an undercut, though, because neither one of them is kind of suicide push. The thing is, I don't know who holds the longest in this case.
Yeah. It's definitely not Kid K. We can say that because he's Sui.
Kid K. It's definitely not Kid K. But
Green has the Iron Maiden still again with the Aquas and the Halo.
He does.
Like that's a very nice comp.
He does.
Lucy,
nobody has any value. So I think one thing I can say for certain is that somebody's going to die on wave 15.
Yeah, somebody is most certainly going on emergency.
Yeah. Now, Kid, you have to send. There's no way they skip, is there?
Yeah.
No, okay, he goes witches though. Witches.
Maybe just recognizing that Lucy's already gonna play around the double 4-eye, so
I guess
sending versus like spam Pee-wees, but Lucy going for the Arc Tear, the anti 4-eye tech.
Now, Green just spamming Aquas. I do like the play. I think Aqua's very strong. Obviously, spending every last penny that he has. It doesn't full Sui. He does something like add a Badger on wave 15.
You don't go full suicide.
You don't go full Sui, but I don't know if he's got enough to kill the Scorpion.
I mean, there's some very low values, like on Drakir even.
Yeah, Drakir's super low. Even Lucy doesn't have much value. She does have this unit, though, which, as we know, is quite good.
You're kicking yourself sending double Witch when you see that the Witch is hitting the...
Yeah. That would have been a 4-eyes, and that Phoenix would have been dead.
But not enough value, it looks like. The Witch is going to be...
Phoenix does go down, so that's going to be a bit of a leak there. Kid K obviously leaking first. Green Spirit, can you hold long enough? I think you can.
Green Spirit does it again.
Green Spirit, wow! Kid K and Green Spirit 2-0 against Lucy and Drakir. Very impressive stuff. Well played, guys.
Green Spirit, the carry machine.
Absolutely. Like, he really has been playing well lately. Obviously, he must have learned a lot from the games that we played together on the ladder, you know? He's picked up a trick or two from a really good player, right? Right, guys?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously.
But wow, I mean, I definitely didn't expect a 2-0 here. Really, really well played there. Kid K and Green Spirit, they take this one in commanding fashion.
Yeah, and Green just having all the right reads.
Yeah, and unlike game number 1, this game just never really felt close. Green and Kid, they were just in control, it felt like, the whole way through. We get this leak on
every tryhard send.
Wave 5, okay, Wave 5 is maybe a lead for Drakir and Lucy, but then they go into this Wave 9, get a ton of damage done, nearly down to half HP on the side of Drakir and Lucy, and then it's straight into 13. Lucy did very well there, but not quite well enough to stop them dropping to 38% HP. And then it's just all she wrote on wave 15 there. Really, really well played from Kid K and Green. They just steered this one from start to finish. Very well played.
And like the angle like another angle could have been to try and go like overbuild, but then there's not really a good wave to send because you can't really go 16 into full AoE flowers and lifesteal doppels.
I
Can't
think the
go
game was just so
17.
fast paced, right? Like everyone was so hard pushed. It wasn't a particularly starved game, but everyone was just being so aggressive that if you skip the wrong wave, you're just dead.
Yeah, like Green and KK knew that overbuilding is a possibility, so they just Sui push.
Yeah.
Both of them, or like not full Sui, but like insane hard push, right? To counter any sort of overbuild tactics.
Yeah. I mean, Kid just straight pushed up to 31 workers on. He was 2,100 value on wave 14.
Yeah, he had no plans about holding 15, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then Green Spirit, he had what it takes to hold the longest on 15. And these guys, 2-0. Very, very well played.
Yeah, Kawaii, impressive stuff.
Now, Ofma, what I'm hoping is that we might have another game that we can hop into. If I'm looking down the friends list, I see XGod is on wave 7. Let me just check. I think we can try and spectate XGod. So he's on wave 8 now. Yeah, let's hop into that one. XGod 37, remember? And the score is 1-1.
One for the easier name to type.
All right, and it's Bonnie and the Dam. So this was the second game that we wanted to cast anyway. So pretty nice that we get to see the end of game number 3 from this one.
We catch a massive income send from Shay and XGod.
Huh?
240 in full income. Not the traditional
so that people can actually
thing
see
to
the
do
game.
with Auto Myth.
All right, it looks like a bit of a leak there from Bonnie, who even has 1,000 value on wave 8, but it's not enough.
8 workers and getting completely wrecked. That's not the best, but Adam is holding really well.
Really, 83% to income Bonnie while having 7 workers. That's not ideal. But Adams is holding.
Yeah, I mean, if from a quick look at the state of the game, it looks quite good for XGod and Shay, but
yeah,
again, the build from XGod looks pretty bad on 10. Shay has the answers though, so would imagine that nothing bad happens there. But Bonnie is just the leak just leaves him on 0 workers, which is just brutal.
He's in a really rough spot. Let me fix my scoreboard quickly, actually. So, Potter Boys. And they're against, I think, the Old Boys? That'll do. And the score is 1-1. All right. But yeah, it looks like XGod and Shay have the economic advantage, but Adams is still doing very well.
Yeah, he's got 15 workers, which is the most. He has reasonable income. I mean, he's on Cartel, to be fair. So he should have.
But so is XGod. So is XGod.
Yeah.
Do we see any wave 10 sends?
The double Zerker should mean that Bonnie is holding, so it looks like XGod and Shay want to skip.
XGod and
Shay is getting his pin.
They're skipping, but I don't know that they hold here. Like, there is 1 Kingpin for Shay, but it's only 1, and the rest of his units really aren't good, apart from 1 Consort, obviously the best unit on every wave.
Of course.
But it's really only 2 units here on wave 10. The rest of Shay's value is pretty weak. And
is XGod going to sell for Doomsday, or is he going to...
No, XGod's building against wave 11.
Please spend your
He's not even full building. Oh, he is. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Whew.
But, I mean, they're both getting a bit of a send.
They are. I think he's going to snipe the pack leader, though. He is. Fantastic.
Yeah,
the Millennium makes short work of that. That's really nice for XGod. And Shay, his Kingpin is doing work, but the Brute's now focusing the Kingpin, so it really slows down that big damage. That is going to be a decent leak. Shay, he doesn't even kill any of the Brutes, 63% there. And XGod, he's leaking too.
Damage.
Yeah, this is going to be a decent amount of king damage there. The 2 bosses have respectable amount of HP and 3 brutes as well, just to
Yeah,
slow
and
down the king's damage.
the thing is, saving wasn't even that juicy considering that blessing is in the game as a defensive
Yeah,
spell.
and they are going for a wave 11
Versus,
send into blessing,
I
which
mean, they
I'm
just
pretty
ooh.
I'm pretty sure that blessing is like the best defensive spell in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Adamas can go blessing on a Halo or even an Orchid, really,
Even
if
an
he
Orchid, yeah, I
needs.
think a blessing Orchid can be pretty solid.
Honestly, blessing Lioness with.
Yeah,
Oh, it only
with
has
all of
one
that
stack.
all of that damage reduction.
But I mean, he could go Orchid, blessing this, full boost, and that's a pretty insane tank. I mean, Bonnie just has some red eyes, which
It is
is
a
quite
blessing
good.
lioness, okay. So let's see him
Is he gonna
upgrade this
blessing
Orchid as
his?
well.
Okay.
Give the lioness more stacks, and then probably boost as well, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
would
don't like
assume
that.
so.
I don't like the Wanderer though.
Click the
Okay,
boost.
there is a boost,
Okay,
but not
there.
even a full boost.
Yeah, he's somewhat confident. The Ghost
This
Knight is a bit of a problem.
The Ghost Knight is a bit of a problem, but he does have the 2 Berserkers. So
Yeah, that
they do
is
kill it
quite
pretty
good.
quickly.
It gives him an option to kill it, so now he has nothing left, unfortunately.
And Adams, meanwhile, he's doing very well. The Four Eyes is now on the Lioness, so he will lose his blessing, but that is a Legion spell well spent if it means they can survive
Yeah.
this massive send. Bonnie's leaking pretty bad, 74% there. Adams, he's doing much better, but still leaking.
Yeah, but the
47%.
thing is, they also saved, so
Yeah,
they do have the option to go for a bit of a counterattack whenever they want. Maybe
and
13 looking decent.
And X-God and Shay, their king, only has 30%, so they can only afford to mess up once.
Yep. The advantage being they have Lizard Army for the 13th cent, but the advantage for Adamas and Bonnie is they have they have more Mythium that won't be lizards.
And they're really good on 13 as well. So Adams can have 2 Orchids, he can have a big Halo, Bonnie can have the Doomsday, and he also has Fatalizer options. So Bonnie and Adams looking pretty solid 13. Now Shay does have his
Sure,
Hellgate,
why?
but
Don't
it's
think we
not
need to spend any
enough.
money here, but Shay looking decent, yeah.
Now X-God has the Doomsday as well, but Adams is going to be able to send double Ghost Knight if he wants to.
Yeah, and he has no GK killer, which is just rough. Like his best anti-GK unit is Chieftain?
Yeah, it's really not it.
Yeah, and here
And
they
here comes the
come.
send.
The
There's
imps at
GK
Shay,
number
really
1.
nice send.
He won't get it in income though. I do want to see him skip for this.
Well, he might still get it if he saves the right.
He goes for the imps.
Okay.
I think that might be a mistake because the Ghost Knight is
Yeah, I mean,
obviously going right, and that just means that this Doomsday can shred
he has
the
a
wave.
chance. He has 3 creeps that he can kill, guaranteed, and there's a
Yep.
chance he even ignores the GK, because it's not like these units in the split are going to do much damage to it.
True.
Let's see
They're
what
going to
Shay
stall
goes
for a long time though. That's a lot of natural HP in the splits.
Okay, he's going for 2 Zerkers, but they're using them as swift tanks. The imps are really going to be insane here. And wait, they skipped, by the way.
Yeah, that's very bold there for X-God and Shay, and maybe a decision they'll come to regret.
Yeah, let's see how well they do, because I have to imagine Shay is leaking the full wave.
It certainly looks that way, and if we go back over to X-God, so he has cleared up the left side, as expected, but now the Doomsday's on the Ghost Knight, that's going to be a leak from X-God. Shay? He is doing the AoE gate tech.
Yeah. He gets all the spawns up, but I think they're just dead.
They are just dead, and that's GG, so it seems we did get to see the end of both series that we wanted to cast. We saw Green Spirit and Kid K taking their series 2-0, and we saw Bonnie and Adams taking their series 2-1. So Bonnie and Adams, they're washed up, but not too washed up, it seems, able to take a victory against some of the tournament favourites there, X-God and Shay.
Yeah, I think we just saw, like, over-saving for not a good reward. Like, skipping 10, nothing happening. Skipping 13, dying.
That was a very risky skip there from X-God and Shay. A very risky skip. And they paid the price.
Indeed, they did.
Paid the price. So we have our bracket decided now, Ofma. And day number 2 looks like it's going to be an absolute corker.
What am I looking at in the first semifinals? Did I miss something?
This is insane. So the first semifinals is Ask Chat. I don't know. That's Mr. Buzz and Piney. So Mr. Buzz and Piney actually managed to win their series 2-0 against Burnt Dust Pro.
Not a single higher seeded team won.
That's pretty insane. I would not have expected that result. Massive congratulations there to Buzz and Piney. I think that's a bit of an upset there to knock out the tournament's 2nd seed.
What would you have expected from King Dan's and Cygen versus Mr. Slickens?
What? I was looking at the bottom bracket. I didn't even see the top half. Quacker and Slickens knock out King Dan's and Cygen. Holy moly! This is the month of upsets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at none of the top 4 seeds in the semis.
Wow! What is this, dude? That's insane! So day 2 is going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to have Dark Poo Poo versus the Old Dogs. We're going to have Ask Chat I Don't Know versus FC Lucy Drash. Man, that means none of these teams have won a Nova Cup, right? So whatever happens, there will not be a repeat winner this month. All of the tournament favourites are out on day 1. That's insane!
We're destined for something great, that's for sure.
I mean, we were kind of tunnel visioning on the matches that we were watching, but if we have a look at the bracket, that's actually crazy. Anyone in chat who hasn't seen it, use the ! bracket command. Check out those.
Now I wish I could have seen all the games.
Absolutely crazy, dude. All right. Well, what a great note to end the day 1 stream on. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
A little bit of a cough there, unfortunately. But Ofma, what a fantastic day of games that we've had. Thank you very much for casting with me, dude. This has been some really exciting matches that we've had today.
Thanks for having me. Always nice to join.
Always a pleasure, dude. Like, the insights that you bring to the stream are really valuable. I think you spot some things that certainly I miss, and certainly some of the other casters miss as well. So it's really good to have you here as another pair of eyes, and you really do bring out the detail in some of these games. So again, amazing to have you on board. Thank you for joining, and of course, a big shout out to all of the tournament organisers there in the Discord who work tirelessly to bring things together. It looks like we did have a couple of technical hitches this month with the drops not working as expected, so big apologies to all of the viewers for that. Hopefully we can have it fixed in time for tomorrow's games, but if not, Auto Attack are going to do a makeup campaign next week, so all of those drops that you would have got this weekend, they will still be available, whether it's tomorrow or next week. You will still be able to get all of those lovely Twitch drops, so don't worry about that. And of course, congratulations to the 2 winners of the Premium Essence Prize. I've got confirmation from Auto Attack. We will have another Premium Essence giveaway during tomorrow's stream, so make sure you're around to watch that if you want a chance to win your $20 worth of Premium Essence. So yeah, guys. Just incredible games. I'm kind of speechless off, like, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the games we watched were crazy, and then I checked the bracket, and then it's even crazier.
Yeah, I've just got a massive grin on my face. Like, for one thing, I'm already really happy to see Green Spirit and Kid K make it through to day 2. Like, obviously, I'm cheering for my boys there. It is really kind of heartbreaking that did mean that Lucy and Drakir had to go out on day 1. Because, again, like, they really did earn a tournament win this series. But unfortunately, they were knocked out here in day 1. And just incredible stuff when you look at the rest of the bracket. Dan's out on day 1. Butterboy's out on day 1. Aviator and Burnt out on day 1. This is just absolute insanity, dude. Absolute insanity.
I'm in some shock.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing I can say for certain is that day 2 is going to be super exciting. So make sure, Twitch chat, you have to be around tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sunday, same time start as today. You do not want to miss those games tomorrow. They're going to be super spicy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to watching for sure.
100%. All right, Ofma, on that note, I think it is time to end today's stream. So again, massive thanks to everyone who's involved in the tournament scene, and big shout out to all the players. It's been some fantastic games this month. And yeah, Twitch chat, make sure you're here tomorrow. The games are going to be incredible. So we will see you same time tomorrow. Make sure you're here. Goodbye.